Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue, the Rev, our next. Thank you for the sub of 8 months total at the Deep Blue. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for 8 whole months. Also, I'm not here because I'm here on this other side. Welcome back everyone. Hi. It's a new look. This is the place where we had, you know how I did a cover of Too Sweet? Take my whiskey neat, my coffee black in my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me. That song. This is the backdrop for it. Welcome back to the Deep Blue, everyone. Thank you for 14 months of being a titling, Jason. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. The stream just started. And is that a fucking hype train? How is there a hype train already? You guys are actually wild. Thank you so much for your generosity. And also, everyone, welcome back to the Deep Blue. I am Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks. And today we're just going to be chilling over some jazz and some whiskey and talk about, I don't know, a lot of things, I guess, about life or just random shit. Whatever we bring to the table, we talk about as long as it's within our rules, aka good vibes, good discussions, and escapism. Am I right? All right, welcome back to the Deep Blue, everyone. Let me greet every one of y'all's here. I see that the first is Kyle. Congratulations, Kyle, for being the first here at the Deep Blue, followed up by Ikazen. Oh, they're both like kind of tied by a millisecond once again. Good job, Ikazen. You're trying. And Tyrandus is the third, Discount Chatter the fourth, and Sven is the fifth. Congrats to our top 5. And of course, I also see Ridgeway and Ghost Mitre. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And also Luca. Hello, welcome back to the Deep Blue. And our Drunk Scribe, of course, Ayo, I like cheese. And also Tyrandus is here. And Jason is, of course, here. I hope you get to sleep soon, Jason. When they say sleep is for the weak, that person is most likely very young and inexperienced with life. I don't know why sleep is so underrated. Sleep is so nice, y'all. You should sleep whilst you can. When you have the luxury of sleeping, you should sleep. I also see Ray and Cashew and Vinny and the Rev, of course, Nyx, and who else? Wapper as well, and yeah, that's everyone. Welcome back to the Deep Blue, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Today is a day off for me. It's a national holiday. And I gamed pretty much all day. I mean, I went out to do some errands and tours, but like mostly I gamed, and I'm very happy. I played some Ragnarok as well, but I also played some Overwatch, and I lost like 2 of my ranked matches, which got me kind of miffed. But losing that and then like doing something else really makes me realize just how minute the feelings are of when you lose at a game or something like that, how temporary they are, right? Weber, 24. Wait, that's 2 years. That's 2 years. Weber, thank you for 24 months of being a titling here at the Deep Blue. Damn, 2 years, mate. All right, for 2 years, let's see. I shall impart onto you a blessing. Is there anything in particular you want a blessing on, Wapper? Thank you for the 2 gifted as well to the Deep Blue, Wapper. Thank you for bringing in 2 new titlings into the Deep Blue. Do you want a blessing on something, Wapper? You need to play Ragnarok? Then why don't ya? You can play it chill because like none of us are like crazy committed to the game anyway, because it's like a fun nostalgic sort of thing. Is that also why you went out drinking last night, since you don't have work today? Yeah, of course. Yeah, so tomorrow is Ramadan. I think so, yes, tomorrow. What is it? Malam takbiran, that's what we call it too. I think it's Friday, either Friday or Saturday, I'm not sure. Yeah, today is a holiday. Tomorrow I'm still actually gonna be still working and going to the office. So it was just today. I don't know what it is in English, but like today was like Hari Nyepi, which is like usually in Bali, where it's Hinduism, right? You kind of have to turn all the lights off and like nothing can really operate, and you got to be like quiet, and there are no loud noises. I don't know what nyepi is in English. Let me check. What is nyepi in English? Balinese Day of Silence. Oh wait, I didn't know it was specifically a Balinese thing. Okay, yeah, Balinese Day of Silence. That's what it is. Hello, Nox. I'm fine here, busy as always, and me still live a comfy life. Then I'll give you a blessing, the blessing of I hope your Oshi notices you, and I hope you get to meet some cool ass new people within the next 2 weeks. You might not be good friends with them, but I hope it's a nice one-time experience at least. That is my blessing to you, Wapper. I hope you get some good conversations with someone new, and yeah, it leaves you an impression. Because, you know, as much as we are all fawning over having long-lasting friendship and best friends and everything like that, I personally, when I look at friendships and like relationships with people, I think rather than how long the relationship has been, it's more so like I consider every time I meet them as a one-off experience. So that's what I remember based off of a person. This also means that like when I meet someone, and maybe I've only like met them twice, but like those 2 times were like bloody amazing. We had amazing talks, or like we had mad fun. I would consider them a good friend, and that sort of shit. But that's me. Thank you. Our hype train leveled up as well. Wait, did it? It did. Oh my god, thank you guys. I feel like we haven't had like a big hype train in a while. So what are you guys doing, man? Like suddenly what is going on right now? Thank you though. Thank you for your generosity towards the Deep Blue. Tired, relatable, but today I'm happy because I got to game. Don't think YouTube chat is showing up. Why is YouTube chat not showing up? Let me see. I don't think it is. I think I fucked up. Yes, I did fuck up. Oh, sorry guys. So I forgot to turn on the YouTube chat, and now I can't change it anymore. Let me see if I can do something about that. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. So there's no YouTube chat today on Twitch. Sorry, that was my bad. I was like rushing some stuff and I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. I still can read your chat though. I can still read it. It's just no wait, I haven't been reading chat. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry, I haven't been reading chat. Hello, YouTube side people. Wait, let me catch up with all of you guys. I'm so sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know as well. I see Jyrison and Zolty as well on YouTube side, and Ghost of Mint and Mara Wolverine. And I was wondering where people on YouTube were. I thought like, oh, did they get bored of Noira? I also see, what else do I see on YouTube? Nobody as well. And yeah, that's everyone, I think. Bars as well. Hello. Welcome back to the Deep. Jason, thank you for the 10 gifted over to the Deep Blue. Thank you for bringing in 5 new titlings into the Deep Blue. Arigatou gozaimasu. 10 one of us. Thank you. 10, man. 10. That's a whole bunch. The Deep Blue grows. The Deep Blue grows. Yeah, sorry about that. Let you know. Thank you, Hopeful Terrestrial. Yeah, I'm sorry. So YouTube chat won't be showing today on stream, but I will still read YouTube comments. So I'm sorry about that. I'll make sure it won't happen again next time. We never get bored of our sea folks. I feel like, isn't everything kind of a cycle? Like maybe one day you come to you come upon a phase of life where you're like, oh, I don't want to watch VTubers anymore, and it's okay. It happens, and I understand. Even if you're no longer with us at the Deep Blue, I understand. That's why, like, you don't catch me. If people haven't been around for a while, I'm pretty okay with it because that's just how IRL is, right? Cheers, by the way. Cheers. I've got some whiskey with me. Come back. Hello, Scarling. I poured myself 2 shots of whiskey. like a little bit more. I fill up like half the cup. So why? Well, I don't know. It's been a while since I last got a chance to kind of drink 3 days in a row. Even though it's not much, it's just chill drinking. But I'm enjoying it right now. I'm enjoying it. I planned a schedule for who I watch on oneesan. Oh man, you guys schedule around for it? That's nice. Thank you guys. Thank you for including me as part of your schedule. Thank you. I know some of you guys apparently have me as your morning routine. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. But what if like one day I run out of topics to talk about and then I start talking about the same thing over and over again like a broken record? Will you guys still love me even then? Will you guys still be around even then? You know what? Nah, that'll never happen. I'll make sure it doesn't happen. If it happens, that's a skill issue on my side. It's none of y'all's fault. It's a skill issue on my side. So I'll make sure that doesn't happen. Alright, Wapper. Have a good dinner. I was thinking, by the way, about dinner. A while back I asked on Discord whether you guys would be keen on having like a community challenge sort of shit where we kind of chuck in, for example, we cook this one thing and then we cook together and then we take pictures of it. Like I put out a recipe for us to try out together and then you guys snap pictures of it and then we get to share it. What do you guys feel about that? Is that a bit too much? Is that too much commitment? I was thinking either cooking or like baking. Something easier like pasta or something. You ever run out of topics? Just talk about AI. No, that's true. AI is changing so much to the point that there's always something to talk about when it comes to AI. Prism Beige? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. The drink sounds good. Unfortunately, I'm at work. Yeah, are you at lunch right now? It's okay. I hope you at least get to wind down a little bit here, Scott, before, and slow down a little bit before going back to work. Hang out with Tylings and oneesan 3 days of week is natural for me at this point. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Challenge make cheese. Nah, cheesecakes are like so much effort, man. I have the skill to burn water, so I can't cook, but I'll watch everyone else cook. You know when people say they can't cook, I think it's more so that you just haven't tried enough. Because if you think about it, cooking is just following recipes and following instructions. Technically, I find it hard to believe that someone can't cook. Right. Wait, do any of you guys reckon that you can't cook? And if yes, can you explain why? Because for me, I felt like I was only unable to cook back then just because I never tried a recipe. But once I followed a recipe and the instructions, it was fine. You haven't tried? Is that it? So it's not that you can't cook, you just haven't tried it. And you haven't tried following the instructions, that's all. Carrot pie? Carrot cake is also like a complex thing to make, isn't it? Thank you for completing the hype train at level 4, guys, on Twitch side. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. I can bake on me. I can't work with salt. I work with sugar in my difference. I mean, I refuse to believe that people can't follow instructions, right? I know I can't cook. I'm just lazy. Yeah. Well, with that logic, everyone can do everything, but that's what it means to not be able to. No, but... Technically, yes. Like, you know how to fix stuff as long as you have instructions, you can do it, yes. I mean, technically, it is true. I mean, what is it? Is there an action or a particular activity where when given instructions, there is a high chance of the person still not being able to do it? Cooking just takes time. I mean, or is your definition of being able to cook like being able to cook without a recipe? Is that it? I can cook, but it's just stressful for me. Especially when I'm cooking for a large group of people. Oh yeah, a large group of people, that's normal. That's tough. Cooking just takes time to learn like everything else. One could say it's just a skill issue. That being said, I am not the best cook either. Yeah. I mean, being a good cook is a different story, but I think whether or not we're able to cook, I think that is just following a set of instructions. It's like you know, you just follow the manual and get a recipe and you cook it. If it's not good, then you try it again, or if it's not as expected, you try it again. To me, at least, that's what cooking seems like. Same thing with like baking. I've definitely met people who can't follow simple instructions. I mean, really? I feel like when people can't follow instructions, they just don't want to read, or they have attention issues. I might be wrong though. When I tried to cook, it was actually hard for me to follow instruction because any recipe I found was filled with too many ingredients and it scared me away. I mean, there are recipes out there with simple ingredients. I mean, for example, today I made carbonara. It's literally like bacon, egg, and cheese and pepper, and that's it. I just made it just now for dinner. Yeah, I followed a recipe, but yeah, I improvise a tad bit. But usually, I don't really cook as much nowadays. But like back then, I would always like cook dinner. So yeah, I mean, I can wing it, but like I've learned to know how to wing cooking, but also I enjoy following recipes and trying out recipes. What's a Frito pie? I don't know what a Frito pie is. What is that? I like my shepherd's pie. That's the kind of pie I like. And you know what pie I've always wanted to try? Key lime pie, because if you guys have played The Sims, you would know. But like, because I play The Sims, I've always wanted to know what a good key lime pie tastes like. Jason, thank you for the gifted over to our drunk scribe, turning our drunk scribe into a title. Thank you. Thank you. For that education learned over the years gone. Wait, what are we talking about? Is that not true? Can robots follow instructions? Yes. Can they cook? I don't think so. Now, why can't robots cook? No, I mean, if our definition of being able to cook is being able to follow a recipe, then why wouldn't robots be able to follow a recipe? I think it's more so like a haptic sort of issue, right? Like, for example, you kind of have to program to let a robot know what it means to mix something together, or like beat eggs and stuff like that. Is that what people have a hard time with? Like when people mention when cooking feels difficult because there are just some terms that you're not familiar with? Is that more like it? Like beat the eggs, but like you never really knew or got taught or how to beat eggs, for example. Is that it? Go Stoffman, thank you for 15 months of being a tideling. I'm not Gordon Ramsay, but I can cook beef curry. I mean, what matters with cooking, I think, is just a matter of, like, you can cook for yourself when you ought to. I really think that's the basic part of it. Like, you can cook for survival. Can make an omelette that never failed? Yeah. I mean, cooking, honestly, can be quite fun as well. I'm not someone who loves cooking, but I enjoy the process of cooking. Like, it's nice to be able to create your own thing. It's like, to a certain extent, creating, which is something that's very similar to like creativity. It's a creative process if you think about it, I guess. One of the reasons is that I was never encouraged to cook, so I only did bare minimum stuff for the longest time. Yeah. I mean, cooking, I think it's just people don't do it enough or don't trial and error it enough. But like, I think it's more likely that people can cook rather than not, I guess. Or I might be seeing it differently from a different perspective, perhaps. Sheep brains pie. Oh my god, I don't know if I would eat that. Cooking is a creative process. There are too many variables: pan material, heat, timing. It's not just following instructions. You have to adapt and improvise. It is. But if we're just following instructions, that's also cooking, right? I mean, I think it's a different thing. Like, if you assume that, or if you define cooking as like being able to wing stuff and just grab a bunch of raw materials and then make up your own dish, I think that's a totally different thing. Would you consider following instructions or following a recipe cooking? It's still cooking, right? Hi there, Kostov. Cook for us and we will make you a stereotypical American Thanksgiving table dish course. Why would I cook for you guys? Why? I'm given no incentive. What incentive may you guys have to the point that I would be motivated to cook for you guys? You come making a salad cooking? I don't know. Is it what we're going into cooking philosophy right now? What is the meaning of cooking? How do you define cooking? I can cook, but for some reason I really don't like the process. For me, cooking seems like a waste of time because there's too many possibilities to eat prepared food of good quality if you're willing to go somewhere. Yeah, cooking is more so like either it's when you feel like you being, at least for me, I usually cook either for survival's sake sometimes, like it's cheaper, or I want a particular something that I know what I want it to taste like. If I miss a certain taste, then I would want to cook, or I feel like being a little bit crafty and then I cook. Because it's nice creating stuff, right? And there's a nice feeling, a nice rewarding feeling with having an end result that's of your own output. It's easier to cook for others than for yourself. Cook to eat. I'm not trying to be a chef or anything, but no, that's good. I mean, but anyway, what is this? What is this cooking philosophy? Making a salad is food prep. It is cutting, cooking, chicken, beef. I don't know. Is the process of just randomly processing food cooking? If so, then is me randomly fruiting a fruit cooking? I don't know, guys. What is the meaning of cooking? Hello, EQ. What's going on? Adding fruit is cutting them. Wait, does just cutting stuff up? That's technically food prep. Is food prep part of cooking? If you cut up fruits, is that cooking? Or is cooking like the process of turning something from raw to done? I don't know. I don't know how far the definition of cooking goes. Making me hungry for some potato chorizo and egg tacos. That sounds good, Kurt. Make sure to cook the meat at the right temperature. I mean, if starting off, you can just cook the meat and make sure it's hella well done. As long as it's cooked and it's not raw, then you're okay. Then you've done and cooked. Yeah. I don't know. For me, I think cooking kind of came. It made sense. It's like playing a game, you know? If you use this item, it does this. If you use this item, it does that. And then you also like, if you use it in this way, it does this. Yeah, to me, it makes sense. So I never really learned how to cook, but like I learned. I familiarized myself with cooking via following recipes, and then things just kind of I just learned from there, and it made sense. I don't know how to describe it. As long as you are making a dish and not just having a slice of fruit for a snack, I think all steps from prep to serving is cooking. That's fair. That's fair. If I cook cookies, will Noira be a taste tester? If you bake cookies, it depends. I probably need someone to try the cookies first to make sure that there's no assassination attempt, right? I implore you to try and make a Gatsby. What is a Gatsby? Let me Google what a Gatsby is. The Great Gatsby. I just finished that book. What is a Gatsby, mate? It's the first time I've heard of that. A Gatsby recipe. Oh, is it a sandwich? A sub? A parma? A long bread roll filled with hot chips, sauces, and proteins like masala, steak, Viennas, and cold meats. Key elements include spicy peri-peri sauce, shredded lettuce, and slap chips. What the fuck are slap? Soft vinegar-soaked fries. Okay. I've never tried this before. Maybe I should give it a try. Maybe. Yeah, like for the past month or two, like I have honestly been picking up baking and cooking again because it's something that I used to like back then, and also I feel like I've been lacking in my day to day. I've been lacking like the creative process of stuff. Like I haven't really been making stuff, you know what I mean? So I was like thinking, what are some easy ways I can kind of tap into that where I can create stuff and be happy about it? And I thought that one of the easiest way to do that is like cooking. And that's why I tried cooking and baking. And it's nice. It's nice. What is spaghetti alla assassina? Like, is that spaghetti to murder someone? Yeah, who's gonna volunteer to be the taste tester and protect me from assassination, hey? Did you poison the coffee? No more than usual, why do you ask? Oh, let me drink some whiskey. I mean, of course, if I'm an all-powerful god, I need someone to taste test for me, right? Because if not for me, then who's gonna fucking manage the tides of the sea? Or who's gonna flood certain places when things go wrong, right? Or who's gonna split the oceans when someone calls for it, hey? If not me. Assassin spaghetti, it's a very spicy Italian pasta. Wait, it's a real thing? Assassin spaghetti is a real thing? I thought you guys were joking around. Cooking is making meat and rice edible, other than most vegetables, which can be eaten raw, except potatoes and among others. Yeah, I think cooking... Anyway, I guess we can move away from the topic of cooking philosophy because even I don't know much about it. And it's crazy that we decided to talk about it for so long up till now. I got the sea fox with my life, unless my life is threatened, in which case I can only promise to try. Oh, come on, you guys. Nah, it's fine. I'm an independent bitch. I can take care of myself, okay? I'm sure that if I am that sort of all-powerful god that you guys assume that I am, I'll be fine. No little poison will fuck me over. No, nothing's gonna do that, man. We'll be fine. I'll be around. I mean, I've been around for thus long. I can easily be around for a little longer, right? I'm telling Noira splitting oceans now. I mean, maybe. I don't know, maybe. I mean, for the stories that you've heard where there's like this whole ass 30 days of rain and fucking flood for like, I don't know, 30 days, there's a whole month of floods, and like someone asks for, hey, can you split the ocean open, please? I gotta make way and walk through it. I mean, who did all that? I mean, who did all that? You gotta question yourself sometimes, right? I'm not saying I did, but I'm saying that there is also a chance that I did, and also a chance that I did not. But it's for me to know and for you to never particularly find out. Eat my cookies and drink my warm glass of milk. Use your water powers to cleanse the poison. Yeah, but why? Give me a reason why I should. Why should I be eating your mortal morsels? I don't know about 90% of the stuff I talk about, so I guess it doesn't matter for the dialogue. Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Ugh. Yeah, how have your days been? How has the week been, guys? Because it is going towards the end of the week. How was it, y'all? Hello, Takano. How is it? This week has been weird for me because there's a lot of off days, and it's confusing me. It's been a week. Is that neutral or hectic, or what is that charged with? Like positivity? For me, like my week has been pretty... I've honestly just been... I've been ditching my responsibilities a lot this week, I feel like. Okay. I'm gonna be accountable for it. I feel like I have been ditching a lot of responsibilities, and I get away with a lot of things in general. Okay, why or how? I don't know. I can't be bothered explaining. But let's just say I have my way around things. Okay, that also means I have my way around things when it comes to myself. Meaning I can also kind of reason with myself to not do a certain thing. Which also means that I procrastinate a lot, which is why I talk about procrastination a lot here at the Deep Blue, because it's a personal experience, right? And I feel like this week I've been ditching my responsibilities a lot, partially due to the fact that I have a lot of off days and the holidays are coming. So I'm like, yeah, no, I can just catch up later during the holidays, which is a bad thing to do. It's a really bad thing to do. I am also my own worst enemy when it comes to procrastination. Chaotic for me, turns out mental issues are playing in the nuts. I mean, of course, man. Hey, good luck with that, though. I mean, mental issues are no joke, man. Shit's fucked up and it's tough, man. Weakest major ass. My job right on exam. If I pass, I stay. If I fail, I terminate. Hey, Ikis, and remember, don't be too anxious. What matters is that you do your best and you don't regret your efforts towards it. Like, if you really did your best and things didn't turn out the way you wanted, then it is what it is, right? That's all that matters. You doing your best. My week has been all over the place. I'm not even sure if I'm working tomorrow. Wait, what? Can you check into your workplace and ask whether you gotta go in tomorrow? Thanks for coming back, nobody. I'm glad you're back here at the Deep Blue, and thanks for every single one of you guys who actually watch my videos. Tattoo around your neck, is it an astrolabe? Labe? I always see it, but it just made me think of one just now. Not particularly, no. My tattoo is just about the moon and stuff. It's ancient shit about the moon that I can't even remember anymore because I have shit memory. But no, it's nothing in particular. It's mostly like an extension of my other tattoo that I have on my arm. My days are filled with busyness, nice talks with people, stuff that I like to do. Honestly, I'm really grateful how things are going so far. I mean, I am too, honestly. My recent, I've mentioned before that I feel like I've had quite a change in lifestyle recently. And thus I'm having troubles like figuring out how I can schedule my content creation around that. That is still true. And I think it's a change for the better, because that change of lifestyle includes like me hanging out with people more, me exercising more and going out more in general. And me having more time for like certain other things that's not just being in front of the PC. So that's nice, and I'm very happy about it too. But man, I mean, when I see my day to day, I always think that there's always like room for improvement, you know? So that's what I try to do every day. I try to humble my ass and think of how can I become a better version of myself tomorrow, because oh fuck, I played Ragnarok for like 8 hours today. I don't think I did, but you know, that sort of gist. I'm constantly on my redemption arc. Hi there, Fahan. I don't even want to remember how many days of school I skipped this half year alone, so I can relate. Yeah, you know, when I was back in uni, I would skip so many classes. I'm telling you guys, like in my life, I get away with a lot of stuff in general, okay? And it's bad. It's a really bad habit. I mean, it's only now that I'm older and a little bit more ancient that I'm trying to reel that in a little bit more. Because most of the times, my stubborn competitive ass is like, yeah, if I don't do this, I'm gonna make sure I can get away with it. You know what I mean? So when I don't feel like doing something, I figure out how to make that work later. Which also means that I always take action first, meaning like if I want to procrastinate, I procrastinate first, and then I figure it out along the way. So it's a really bad habit, but I'm truly trying to be more realistic about that in general. It has been working, by the way. I'm so much better than I was, like, say, 2-3 years ago. It's a big difference. But, you know, old habits die hard. V29, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Oh, wait, where did I miss out on chat? I just ensuring I don't overthink. Yeah, good luck, Ikizan. Eternal Redemption arc. Dianora, you feel way more relatable than I assumed from the shorts. Kind of nervous now. I mean, there's nothing wrong with an Eternal Redemption arc. I mean, there's a way of doing it without feeling like, without it being toxic, you know? That's why I always say skill issue, right? It's like, you shouldn't beat yourself over shit. Like, if you procrastinate, for example, or you do something that you don't particularly like about yourself today, it doesn't mean that you should beat yourself up over it. It just means that you have skill issues and you need to do more of whatever it is that you want yourself to become tomorrow. So it's that sort of redemption arc where it's like, basically skill issue. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, it's really just that. I can also drink with you again. Hey! Happy Eid, Farhan. Happy Eid. Today was a holiday for you too, right, Farhan? Because of Nyapi. Never skipped class while in uni? No, I lived close to uni. I was just a lazy fuck. I would like raid in World of Warcraft instead. Because my reasoning was, no, it's fine. I'm gonna raid and I'll just study hard later, or I'll figure out like what I have to do for the exams later. That's me and my line of reasoning. And the problem is that I really do get away with it for like the whole of my life. I used to think I was someone who was a freewheeling, free-spirited, I'll fucking wing everything sort of shit, right? But I think now that I'm more ancient, I can humbly say that it was just me not wanting to be more disciplined and take better action so that things can work out better, you know? So it's me being I wouldn't say it's how would I put it? I don't know. Like I'm really the type of person who just wings everything, you know? And I was listening to a podcast a while back, and apparently the guy in the podcast, Mark Manson, by the way, I know I mentioned him a lot, but I really like the podcast that he does. And he said that he was kind of like that in his youth as well. And it was because later on he realized it was because that he's afraid that if he does the good work wholeheartedly and fully, he's afraid that he'll find out that he's not as special as he thinks, or like he doesn't perform as good as he think. Because if you don't plan shit and things work out, you can kind of, I guess, be proud about it, right? But if you plan shit over and things don't work out as you expected, that's a totally different thing, right? But yeah, I've been reeling all that in much more lately now that I'm older, because I realized that I've come to that sort of realization as well. Me mostly wanting to wing stuff and not just face it with a proper due processes and plans. It's not because I'm fucking free-spirited. I think that was just a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's more like I've learned to get away with too much for the longest time. And in my mind, it's like, if I can get away with it, why not? And I don't want to deal with the consequences of finding out, okay, if I fully actually just discipline, plan things and do the right processes, what if it won't be as nice? Or like, what's that gonna look like? Am I making sense? Damn, it's hard to communicate, bro. Sorry. Let me read. Can you get addicted to feeling comfortable? I saw a tweet about signs of being addicted to comfort. That's scarily a lot of the boxes checked out. I think it's a very human thing to be addicted to comfort or like wanting to stay comfortable. It's very human. Is it bad? It depends. Is it bad or not? It depends. Like if you're happy with your current state of comfort and everything like that, and the people, you're happy enough that, and the people around you are happy and thus you're happy too, then I think there's nothing wrong about that. Not that I'm saying that what the people think, the people around you think should matter that much to you, but you know how it's a better environment when there's less attrition from your environment. You get what I mean? So it really depends on how happy you are. Like, for example, I know some people who are like, okay, I like being in my comfort zone, but I also want to do more in life. Then I'd be like, then pick a lane, bro. And then if you want to do more, you got to get out of your comfort zone. You can't just want something but not want to do the due processes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry, let me catch up. The whole not feeling special thing is something I struggle with. Not because I'm vain, but because of other reasons. What other people think of me without placing a lot of value in myself. It's a learned behavior. I place a lot of value on what other people think of me without really placing a lot of value in myself. Yeah, and also it might not be a learned, I guess it's still a learned behavior. It might be because of like how you grew up as well. Maybe to a certain extent, that's also me. Like, I guess, as much as I am supposedly self-driven, I think it's nice to get external validation. You know, it's nice. It's nice for people to see the shit that I did, or like the cool shit that I did. For example, if I make a website, it's cool for people to see and acknowledge and recognize that. But yes, I realize that's something I enjoy. But I also realize objectively and logically that technically I should be fine without it. Like, I've kind of seen that from a very detached sort of perspective and learned to live with it, I guess. Like, I accept that it's something I enjoy, but I also accept that sometimes that it shouldn't be that way. And so I manage that sometimes it shouldn't be that way, and thus I manage my expectations. Very comfortable and happy that stay in the comfort zone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you kind of always seek comfort as stability, it is hard to move out of those borders when you find some concept of comfort. Wanting something but not working for it feels like cliche at this point. Yeah, so I think with being addicted to comfort thing, it really depends on you. Like, you should just sit down and be honest with yourself and your own feelings. Like, how do you feel right now? Do you have a particular want that you want to go for? Just be honest, and I think it could go from there. It is whiskey night. You can play RO on a browser from your Chromebook? Wait, Nix, you should just try downloading it and installing it. I'm pretty sure a Chromebook can run Ragnarok, because I used to play Ragnarok on a laptop that did not even have a GPU. It's fine, it should work just fine. And this is like way back. The reason is not everyone gets the trophy levels of special. One of my ones is going to another world. Another world? Or do you mean like another country? Or do you literally mean like you want to go to Mars? Bro, fuck off. That guy on YouTube. You fucking attention seeker. Bye. Let me ban your ass. Where are you? Hey, wait, were you on YouTube? Was that guy on YouTube? Hold on. Where's my chat? It's gone. Oh, he's just gone. Wait. What? I don't see him. Oh, lol. Your chat didn't even go through. Okay. Yeah, YouTube chat is not showing up, I know. How do I ban someone? Is that how you ban? I don't know how to ban people. No, because I see it on my chat, but I don't see it on I don't see it on YouTube. I don't know why. Do you guys see it? I wonder why I'm not seeing it. Oh, there you are. Bye, bitch. And we're all adults here. And we have a job. We have no time for stupid ass jokes like that. Fuck you. How do I put user in timeout? No, okay, that's done. I think that's done. Banning on YouTube is too inconvenient. I just realized that you can't ban. I think you can only hide people on YouTube. This is an RO. Yo, that's actually the command that you use to ban people on Twitch. I thought it'd be the same command on YouTube. But for a thought, I wonder how people find discipline to work through things if they don't have a clear goal. Like, in what sense? Like, why would you need discipline for something if... Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Let me go a little bit deeper on this. In what context would you need discipline for something if you don't have a particular goal? Just to unpack it a little bit. Let me drink some more. I don't like attention-seeking people. I also don't like attention-seeking kids. Kids are very attention-seeking, but it's not particularly their fault. Sometimes it's just they don't know any better. Because I was there. I used to be there. Discipline and motivation are important aspects for success. What is success to you then? Comparable zombie? Because I think it's a layered sort of thing. Do you mean success in the mainstream sense, or do you mean success in a different sort of thing? I'm guilty of being one. I mean, I feel like a lot of us have been there. Like, I don't know, at least for me, I was in an attention-seeking phase when I was a younger sea fox. But I've learned my ways. And I think because I know what it was like, it makes me cringe when I see it makes me cringe really hard when I see attention-seeking behavior. So like I avoid it like the plague. Oh, was I an attention seeker when I was a wee tiling during Cult of the Lamb though? No, I don't think so. Usually if you guys are being a bit much, I usually say. I'd like to think I established my boundaries well when it comes to the deep blue. I believe that practicing discipline is necessary for maintaining a lifestyle. That is true. Being disciplined is also considered as one of the ways to know you are in control of your own life. Okay, so are we wait. So are we talking about success or maintaining a lifestyle? So what are we talking about? Discipline for what particularly? Do you mean like discipline to wake up and take a shower, that sort of shit? Is that what we're talking about here? The cringe will never be gone. I mean, the cringe of the past is a different story. It doesn't mean you can't stop being cringy moving forward. If you don't have discipline, it can affect one's life. Yes. But I think that discipline, maintaining a lifestyle through discipline is its own form of success. Lets you know despite all that. General progress in life to push through so you can allow yourself to actually find a goal or something that makes you happy to go for it. Okay, I think we're talking about, wait, let me read this. Success to me is knowing the goals are complete, There are times it is wanting to the mainstream to accept you, which is so. But like age, goals finish, and not care about every person text limit. Wait, what? Let me think. So let's separate from like talking about goals to like discipline. Let's separate discipline with like talking about goals, because I think it's a totally different thing. You can have discipline even when you don't have these so-called success goals that you think of. It's a means to an end. Meaning that, okay, for example, I would like to, for example, one of the easiest ways that I motivate myself or get myself to kind of exercise a bit more, have a little bit more of an active lifestyle, is because it feels like a buff. Like I feel better and I live my day better when I'm a little bit more active. So it does feel like a buff to me. So me going out and being a little bit more active, I take it as that, a buff for managing my energy. I am literally really bad with discipline, and I used to blame and be like, I always wanted to blame people for it. I was like, yeah, no, why didn't I grow up being disciplined? I wish I was more of, I grew up as a more disciplined person, or was taught to be more disciplined when I was younger. But really, it's you come to realize that it's not a matter of discipline. It's rather the fact that it's just a matter of making things less harder to do. At least that's how it is for me. It's not that like I'm hella disciplined. I feel like it's just easier to do shit when it's less difficult to do. So it's more so managing that for me. For example, if I want to do chores more, then I'll make it easier for myself to do chores. And also, one of the biggest factors that fucks up with my discipline is definitely my screen time and my doom scrolling. So I make sure to not get distracted by stuff. Like one thing I try to do in the morning is I wake up and I do at least one chore. Is that discipline? It doesn't feel like it. It just feels like a way to make it to live my life easier. So that's at least how it is for me. But of course, like I'm not a perfectly disciplined person, but I'm much better than I was 2 years ago, because I literally went to a psychologist back then because I felt like I just procrastinated and just didn't do a lot, and I just didn't do a lot of stuff, and I had like no want of doing something. It was then that I realized that it's not that I have to have a want or have to feel like doing something to be able to do it. It's rather that I just have to do it and get myself to do it enough to the point that I get used to doing it, and then it becomes less of a I feel like doing it and more like, okay, I mean, it's fine, I'll just do it. Does that make sense? That's how it is for me. Like, I think for the longest time I was in this sort of mindset that wanting to do something, I have to feel like I want to do it. That is a lie. That is a lie. I've come to learn that. And that's what my psychologist told me. It's like, when you want to do something, you don't have to feel like you want to do it to do it. You just gotta do it, and then the want can come later. Or like that feeling of wanting to continue it or wanting to do it can come later. Because that's how the brain works sometimes. Sometimes you have this weird ass mental blocks that, oh, I have to feel a certain way to be able to do this. Like, in order to brainstorm, for example, I need to be in a creative sort of mood. Stop having such bullshit mental blocks for yourself. Like, technically you don't have to. And you not being able to do some things is just because you haven't done it enough. And thus your brain hasn't established a pattern, basically. Because once you do it enough, it'll be easier for your brain to be like, okay, let's go do that. That's the TLDR of it. That's what I think. Isn't the best incentive not motivation but habit? I can't do habits for shit. I don't like using the word habit generally, because I think the context usually is that when it comes to habit, it means that you have to be disciplined enough to do it every single time, frequently and often, same time every time. I think it's more so just doing it enough to the point that it becomes easier for you to do. It's more so that it's not that you have to have the perfect habit. For example, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. Yeah, I mean, it can, but also it doesn't have to be that extreme. At least this is all from my own personal experience. Just remember that the brain is very good at perpetuating things. If you're constantly thinking of bad thoughts, then your brain is going to go into a bad mood and spiral. If you think of, okay, if you think of good thoughts, your brain is going to think of good thoughts. If you wash your dishes often enough, like maybe you start washing it, like, I don't know, within a week you wash it, like the first week you wash it like once a week, second one is like 3 times a week, 4 times a week, and then you start doing it often enough, your brain will get used to that and be like, oh, okay, it's time to wash the dishes, and you'll realize that it becomes less painful to do. Just like how waking up early for work technically doesn't get better, but you can argue that it gets rather easier over time. Same shit. Discipline is indeed successful completion of a task. However, it extends to trial and error. Not every time has to be perfect. Now, the whole goals thing is a different thing. And also, there was also this other perspective that sometimes, even if you're doing something that you don't particularly feel like doing or you particularly like, when you understand that it's a means to an end, sometimes that can also help you just be able to, you don't need motivation for it. You just do it because it's a means to an end. It's part of the process. It is what it is. It's like an acceptance level sort of thing that kind of helps you to kind of, the acceptance that brings a quote unquote sort of discipline, or at least like a want to complete that task. And goal. About goals, totally different thing. I mean, I would like to think that I do think that the normal person, a lot of us don't really have goals. It just so happens to be that a lot of mainstream media, like One Piece, wants to be king of the pirates. Naruto wants to be Hokage. Some people want to have an X amount of money by X time. Sometimes people make goals just for the sake of it. But I do think a lot of people don't have particular goals, and that's okay. I really think that's totally fine. It's totally fine to still be in the search of the goal, or like in the process of it, and enjoying the process of it. I mean, if you think about it, the goal of living things is to survive and procreate, right? It's very normal thus for us who have kind of outgrown that sort of natural ancient mindset to kind of be like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? So if you feel like you don't have a goal yet, don't worry. It's actually very normal and more common than you think. Hold on, let me fix my model a tad. And there's also this other thing where we think that goals should be a certain way, like it should be grand. Like I remember back in the startup days, if you have a startup, you should be able to make the world a better place. I think now that's bullshit. Goals can be as easy as I want to learn the guitar, or like it can be as easy as I want to complete this game as in 100%. It being useful for the world and the people around you, or monetarily nice, is a totally different story. I think whether you want to go that way or not is your own thing to figure out. Tigri-sak! Thank you for the chi-chi. Arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. I really like listening to you, but also listening to what you say makes me feel happy about myself. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. I'm happy. To be able to provide that. But yeah, I think that I try as much as I want to be motivational and positivity and happy all around. I will say that I try to keep things as realistic and as grounded as possible, because I think it's easy to say, no, you're doing just fine, you're doing great with your life and everything's going to be okay. As easy as it is to say that, I think being realistic and having the right perspectives and tools to know what to do is also very important. Anyway, so I am yapping so much. Let me drink some more. But yeah, goals. I talk about that so much. I have a few videos about it as well. I think we currently in our modern world, we are so, at least for me, when I grew up, my goals were very much determined, I feel like, by other people's expectations of me, familial and the people around me and the culture that I'm in. So my goal back then was, okay, I want to have I'm gonna have my own startup, make my own business from the ground up and be hella rich and change the world sort of shit, which is fucking crazy. And then once maybe some of you guys might be able to relate to that, or maybe have that goal in mind. Technically it's okay, but what matters the most is that you're honest with your goal. Like, you're honest with whether it is for you or it's for the people around you. Is it really what you want? Because I think that's the problem with most of us, or at least that's a problem with me, I guess. It's that I knew what I wanted back then, but I wasn't honest with myself. Like, I felt like I knew what I wanted, but in reality, I didn't give a shit about it. But I felt the external pressure and thus I succumbed to it, sort of shit. So yeah, I think the first step, don't think too far. The first step is learning to be honest with yourself and finding out what a lot of self-exploration, I guess, in general. Hi there, CB. How are you? One position that might exist for a number of people, not knowing what you want to do in life. It's so relatable. There's so many people who are like that, and it's totally normal. But I also think that even if you don't know what you want to do with your life, like, you don't have that one singular goal that you want to fucking dedicate your life to, that's okay. There are ways to enjoy life even without that very particular goal, because that's what matters, right? Or at least find your own meaning to life. But like, for me, I think your life is yours to live with and yours to die with, meaning you should make the most out of it. And what the most out of it means is different from person to person. For me, it's a lot of things. It's like, I think it's not just purely being fucking rich. It's also me being able to entertain the things that I get to be curious about. It's also me like being able to host like dinner parties or like hang out with my friends, like communal events. It's a lot of scattered different things for me. Anicron, thank you for the sub on Twitch side. Guys, can we get a warm welcome please for our newest titling, Anicron? Thank you, our newest titling on Twitch side. But yeah, I hope, like, I know I'm rambling a lot, so I hope that at least that makes sense. I don't plan drowning from you? What are you talking about, Ikasen? One of us indeed. I mean, yeah, I feel like even I don't have an established goal. Yeah. And I'm even like to the point where I'm like, do I even need a fucking crazy, a fucking laser goal to, laser focused goal to kind of live my life? That was actually a beautiful ramble. What do you mean, beautiful ramble? Because I feel like a problem I've always had, at least, is that people, when they perceive me from outside, like externally, back then when I was younger, they're like, oh, why are you never dedicated to this one thing? Like, why are you like always, you want to learn piano, and then you, after a while, you start just being lazy about it. Basically, I don't commit to things. Is it a skill issue? I guess, but also I think I've come to accept it. And that's I think that's also part of me. That might be part of the reason why I don't have any particular laser focused goal. But of course, like I said, everyone's different. Everyone's very different. I like to chase curiosity. I think that is the main thing for me. And that's also like the main reason why my streams and my content is the way that it is. It's because that's exactly why I play a bunch of different games that I want. And it's also why I do it in my own way with my own spin on things, even though it might not be the popular method or the popular way of doing things. But for me, at least, content creation, because it's not my main source of income, I would like it to be as close to me as possible. And oh yeah, that was actually a goal back then for me, to achieve this sort of vibe at the Deep Blue, the vibe of you're at a bar and you're having a good conversation with a stranger sort of vibe, and you have core memories of it because it was such a good vibe and such a good conversation. That sort of vibe. I remember back then I didn't know how to even make that possible, but I think I've achieved it now, and thus I guess I can say that that's one of my goals ticked off. I just enjoy deep conversations. Yeah, don't we all here? I mean, that's why yours are at the Deep Blue, right? I just try to keep going in a direction. Even without a goal, you learn through the journey instead of being stuck in one place. Yeah. And that's also another perspective. Like, you can definitely just try out stuff, like try out goals. There's nothing wrong with having a wrong goal, unless it's like, of course, hurting yourself, the people around you, and the people with you, people around you, and or yourself. That's a totally different story. But like, it's totally okay to test out goals. I think the idea of having a laser focused single goal in your life is very idealistic. And I think there are more people out there who can't relate to that or can't do that, rather than, yeah, there are more people out there who can't do that. There are some people out there who have that sort of laser focus, and they're very respectable, and it's crazy to see. Like being the master of this one thing. I think that's also a very, for example, in Japan, that sort of philosophy is there in Japan, right? For example, if you guys, you would see some people wanting to master the art of certain things such as sushi, or like, I don't know, some crafts, some creativity, that sort of stuff, where you have this one goal in life and you dedicate yourself to it. Where am I getting at? What I'm saying is that it's cool to see, but it doesn't mean that you have to. How do I say your name? Isel? I'm gonna call you Isel. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I need to start goal setting with real intention. Once upon a time, things went bad, and now I'm like a bird in a hurricane right now. I just got swept up with whatever. Needed to hear this topic. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's relatable because I feel like, do I have a goal? Goals are... My goal at the start of the year was to be able to manage my energy better in general, and reduce my screen time and everything like that, so I can feel better with myself every day. And I've already achieved that. So I think I'm someone who has a lot of generally short-term goals, but I don't have like a long-term goal. I don't really have a goal that lasts longer than 3 months or something. Yeah, they're mostly like short-term stuff. I also actually heard another podcast about this, where apparently some people have found their quote-unquote calling, but only later in life. And I think until it's just a process. Some people find it, some people don't. it's just, and it is what it is. And if you want to maybe find that one calling of yours, then you should try out more stuff, meet new people, try new experiences, travel more, and widen your horizons and perspectives for the chance of maybe perchance finding that goal that you want to dedicate yourself to. But definitely more people out there have rather more short-term goals. For example, if you have a business, you say you want to grow the business like X percentage or X times. That is relatively short-term. Short-term goals are a good way to build confidence in yourself and learn that you can accomplish something you set yourself out for. Yeah, definitely. And I think it's very human, once again, because I think humans, we're creatures who are constantly in the pursuit of meaning. We like having meaning in stuff. We like having meaning to living and in the stuff that we do. And I think understanding that and being aware of that is one way to be honest with yourself. So it's also like acknowledging that you just need meaning to do the things that you want to do or gotta do. But it's just a part of humanity. I guess that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be that grandiose, though. It doesn't have to be that you have to be a Hokage and everything like that. If you find it, then you find it. If you don't force yourself. It's totally fine to kind of just lead your life, your day-to-day with short-term goals for now. As long as it keeps you going, right? Because, like I said, humans are creatures who are in the pursuit of meaning constantly, of life. Damn, mad yaps. What are you guys even talking about in chat? I haven't even been reading, man. Yeah, I've always had problems with long-term goals. So, long-term girls? Long-term goals, I meant to say. So, it's a very relatable topic for me. Back then, I used to kind of beat myself up over it as well because it felt like people around me all knew what they wanted to do. And then I was the one who was like, oh, I have no idea what I wanted to do. Why does it feel like I'm always having a quarter-life crisis? But I think it has come with a certain amount of self-acceptance now, where I'm like, I do have problems with setting long-term goals, but it doesn't mean that I can't have short-term goals. If I find it, I find it. For now, I will try to explore and see where that leads me. So I like to encourage everyone. I may just stranger on the internet, but nowadays people really get the encouragement they need. With that being said, y'all got this. Yeah, definitely. Our most wholesome sidling, Kurt. Ikazen is making bad one-liners. Oh my god, get a room, guys. Why are you flirting at the deep blue? Rennie, why do I call you Rennie now? Venny! Thank you for 3 months of being a tidling on Twitch. Thank you. I'll drink to that. Thanks, Vinny. 3 months of being a tidling, that's a whole quarter. Yeah, I feel like people around me. I was like having dinner with some of my friends of mine, and it's interesting to see just how many people get quarter-life crises and how many people don't. Yesterday, I have met another friend of mine who has apparently not gone through a quarter-life crisis ever. And it so happens to be like these people who say they've never gone through quarter-life crises, they're in academia. I don't know if there's like a parallel to take from that, but meaning they're a professor or something. They have a PhD. I don't know why, but it makes me think that perhaps people who have more long-term goals are more plausible when they are and finding out what you want to do with your life and sticking to it is more plausible and more realistic when the goal has a more solid path to get there. Like when it's more achievable. You know what I mean? For example, if you want to be like the best Hokage in the world, that's definitely okay, let's use a non-fictional sort of example. If you want to be a Nobel laureate, that's a totally different story to just wanting to be, okay, I want to be a researcher in the field of cancer, for example. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. That life paths that have a more established way to getting there are definitely much more achievable. Not that it's easier, but it's much more achievable. And I think the people, at least to my experience, the people who are in that process, and I've always wanted to be like that since they were young, they end up not getting quarter life crisis much, or life crises much. Joshua, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Welcome. Morty 13 myself, for some reason, even though I haven't achieved much, I feel content. Now, just wanting to break into game dev, as difficult as it is. Yeah, remember that no matter what age you are at, your life is your life to live and your life to die with. So do whatever you want to try, man. And be aware of the risks and the consequences and do so accordingly. Like if you want to go canyoning or caving and it brings you great joy even though you know the risks, you're an adult and do it. I mean, who are we to stop you? Or as they say in Cyberpunk, right? Would you like to... Oh, sorry. No, I didn't mean to quote that. But like, yeah. 30 is... I want to say 30 is young. No, 30 is like technically okay. You have a lot of life to live. So try whatever you want to try, man. If you want to try game dev, or if you feel like you're content but you want to know what it's like if it was different, then give it a shot. Nothing's stopping you from returning to that sort of life later on, right? Is your yeah. There's this kid who trash talked me in our local card shop because I don't play good. But if it brings up money, I'm here, college, making my own money. Man, fuck that guy. What about money? You know what I've come to realize now that I'm a little bit more ancient? It's that what people say about you, or stupid things that people say around you, don't really matter as much when you learn to kind of just realize that when you're confident with who you are. I guess that's what it is. Like if people say, nah, you're a snitch, but then, or like, oh yeah, nah, you're two-faced, you're a hypocrite, but you know in yourself, deep within yourself, like, and you're honest to yourself that you're not, you're gonna be fine. So fuck whatever people say. I guess what I'm trying to say is usually when people say something and it affects you, it's mostly about insecurity. And I'm not saying that in a judgy sort of way, because being insecure is a very normal thing, and I think everyone goes through it. At least I did. I would like to think everyone goes through it. Yeah, when you get older, if you want to care less about what people think, I think one of the ways is to kind of learn to be secure or confident with who you are. And that starts with being honest with yourself. I'm yapping a lot today. I hope I'm making sense with all these yaps. I'm not gonna lie, I tend to ramble sometimes. I was talking with my friend on Facebook Messenger. Oh my god, that shows age, fuck. On Facebook Messenger, I was catching up with him and we were like talking about consciousness. And I think even I confused him, and he's a PhD. I was like talking about a few ideas of consciousness and like the easy problem and the hard problem. And I think somewhere along the way, I lost him and he was like, Noira, I'm sorry. I actually don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. Maybe I just need to read up more on this stuff, but thank you for entertaining my stupid ass thoughts. Hello there, Sabah. Sabah. Do I get to call you Sabah? Is it though? I mean, people are two-faced and awful people don't think they do wrong all the time. Even with video evidence. Take criticism seriously, but don't revolve around the judgment should be the takeaway. Not people say, shit, who cares? That's how you know you are immature. No, that's a different thing. I should provide more context, I guess. What I'm saying, I guess, to be worded better. What I'm saying is that I've learned to kind of understand better which things that people say are true and which things are just utterly not true, and thus I can kind of just ignore. That's what I have learned, and that has come from a place of being honest with myself and also understanding how ego plays into your general, just how ego plays. I think I've kind of learned to be objective about these sort of things and understand how ego can play with your mind and what you think about things. And I always say this, is that we live in a society. Now, if people are more than what is it that I usually say? I say that we live in a society, and thus it is. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Right, sorry. We live in a society, and thus being humble can go a long way. Don't be fucking stuck on a high horse, man. Because if people are saying certain things about you, and you want to stay in that society, and you know that it'll make your life and other people's life easier if you change certain ways, then the wise thing is to think about it. Okay, I guess it's the way that I put it earlier was a bit too out of context. That's fair. I don't know how to put that all together. As much as I want to say that, yeah, sometimes you kind of learn to know what is it that is true that people say about you, and what is it that is totally untrue. But at the same time, your concern was valid in that if you think that way, then maybe you're bound to kind of get your ego stuck up your ass, and then also ignore certain constructive criticism or legit stuff that you could work on. So if there is a takeaway, it would be to learn to be honest with yourself, learn to tackle your own ego, and understand that being humble can go a long way, and that you live in a society. I guess that's what it is that's what it is about being wise. I hope that makes better sense. Brian and Pulo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I'm just yapping, and you guys are yapping about something else in chat. But yeah, I mean, if someone brings up money, the thing is, like, I don't know how. In a game, huh? So can you give me a better context? Because I feel like I'm missing a lot of context. Like, in what sense does this guy bring up money? And I think that if someone says that you suck in a game, they have the rights to do that, for sure. It's valid. It can be valid. But at the same time, I think, like me, playing Overwatch, and I play ranked, I know sometimes I suck, but also I think I'm honest with myself that I know I suck because I don't put in the hours. And also I know I suck, and then it's fine. I just come to accept it. Meaning I don't really get bothered by it as much, because I guess I'm honest about it. Perhaps that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, that is currently my current thought process when it comes to playing certain games. Or even sometimes, yeah, that's also one of the reasons why sometimes, because I know I suck and I'm mostly in it for the fun, I end up not being as competitive as I used to be. I think I'm being choosy of my own experience. You only suck if you don't try. Now, come on, sometimes you can try and you still suck. Because literally, like, either you just haven't had enough practice, or you didn't clock in enough hours or as much hours as the other guy, or they see something that you don't. So it's not a matter of trying. Sometimes you just suck, and it is what it is. I mean, if you play with a person, for example, yeah, if you play with a person who has like chucked in 500 hours into the game and you just started, and then this guy says you suck, I mean, being honest with yourself is not getting angry with it, and you're like, yeah, I know. Right? And no, even if you try, even if you try, you will still suck, just because relatively compared to that guy, you will suck. Any game that is online is unplayable. Changes happen without your consent. Wait, that's a totally different topic. I don't suck at card games, just my deck is complex. I'm having a hard time to adjust. But yeah, I mean, none of us are perfect. I mean, as much as I want to be fucking good at a lot of the games that I play, it's just unrealistic, especially with the minimum amount of times that I dedicate into it. It is what it is. Man, I wish I was good at every game I played. I would probably be a very popular streamer by now if I was, man. Imagine if I was good like at Dota too. Oh man, I would definitely be like such a popular streamer by now. But alas, I'm not. I never dedicated that much hours into it, and that's okay. Mark Manson once said, just because you're intellectually good at this stuff doesn't mean you're actually good at it. It's okay to suck at some things, because if you were born perfect, then life would be lifeless. I love being asked at things that I know I can be better at. Hence why I love RO and Overwatch despite sucking at it. Yeah, I mean, it is also possible to still like stuff even when you suck at it. And I think that's why you just gotta... if you know you suck at something, or you're not particularly good at something, I think to make your life a little bit easier, you kind of make some adjustments. Like, you set expectations. You know, when I know I mostly play Overwatch for the fun of it, then I go find a group of people who know they're playing for fun and not to fucking win every fucking match. Sure, winning is nice, but like, it's mostly for the fun, and we all know that. So it's also like, I think, managing expectations. Well, yeah, if people start like... Man, wait. I feel like I'm coming to a point with a certain thought, but I can't wrap my head around it. What I feel like is that it all boils down to being honest with yourself. I think if you're honest with yourself and you learn to kind of have a good level of self-acceptance, you can navigate life a little bit better, and you can also navigate external comments a little bit better. Yeah, maybe that's the point I'm trying to make here. And alas, what do I know? I can only like talk about these sort of things based off of my own personal experiences. Imagine Noira playing Dota 2 and convincing herself not to explode onto teammates. With Dota 2, I've given up, man. It's like one of those games that have like such a high skill floor, and you need like a very steep learning curve, that I just end up enjoying watching it rather than playing it. Mark Twain once said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, the fish will think it's a failure its entire life. However, that doesn't mean that the fish can't learn how to climb the tree at all. It just depends on how hard they're willing to try to learn. So I had this other argument, right? I was like talking about this with 3D Son, where he thinks that I'm of the thought that everyone can learn to do anything, right? If someone is not good at something, then if they spend more time with it, they can get better. He's of the thought where it's like, no, with some people, no matter how much hours they can dedicate into it, they just will not get better. And I don't know, I haven't really looked up like solid research studies or references about it, but I think it's a very interesting thought, because I'm like, what do you mean? I refuse to think that. No, okay, do you guys reckon there is a situation or an activity in which no matter how many hours, maybe given a certain type of person, even if they're given like a lot of hours to kind of learn and study and train for that thing, they will not get much better? It's hard. I really can't really think of I can't think of a situation that's like that. If anything, I think it's just it might more so be their personality, meaning they just don't have the want to dedicate or commit into that thing. Every fighting game, no, but like, don't you guys feel like you get a little bit better with every time that you play? But also, to be fair, there is also another study that says there's a difference between just doing things over and over again and doing things in a meaningful practice sort of way. So there is also that to consider, which in my argument, I said that as long as they meaningfully practice something, I'm pretty sure anyone can do anything. Whether they're good at it or not is a different story, but like, they improve to an acceptable level. Methodology is another factor as well. Yeah, and I think that also goes into the purposeful, meaningful practice sort of idea, right? Maybe more physical, psychological thing. Like, imagine anyone can be a good doctor. Do you imagine anyone can be a good doctor? Are we talking about like surgery or being a doctor? The thing is, like, we're not talking about being good. It's being able to do the task or being able to become something. Anyone with enough time and meaningful practice, I think, can be a doctor. Anyone with enough time and meaningful practice can become a surgeon. My friend tried to learn guitar just to join our band, but it's been 4 years and bro only plays Wonderwall. Yeah, but like, that just means he didn't commit enough time into it and meaningful practice into it, right? Reinforcing the idea they will never improve. Regardless of how they try, they keep reinforcing the idea they will never improve. I think it's possible if someone has convinced themselves that they will never improve, it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, I guess technically that would happen. Even if you practice like a lot of hours, but you have like a shitty ass mindset about it where you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm the worst. I can't imagine that maybe that person won't really make significant improvements. Not getting much better doesn't mean they don't get better at all. It's like dealing with conflict. That doesn't mean I don't want to learn how to do it with it a better way. Yeah, being good and improving are two different things. They're correlated in a certain way, but I think they're different for sure. You can be the best player still losing to the promos to gold. League? Wait, when you practice a physical skill, what matter gets reinforced in your body literally gets better at it the more you practice. Yeah, that's why. So that's why I think I'm trying to think of it from the other perspective, where in what sense would it be where no matter how many hours you dedicate to it, you won't get better. I don't remember how that discussion ended, to be honest. But I remember being very stubborn about, no, that's not what I think. It's an interesting good discussion, I think. There's also the illusion of linear improvement. A lot of the times you don't improve linearity, but have times when you get stuck and then suddenly jump in improvement. Oh yeah, and research also shows that sometimes when you rest or you don't do a certain thing after some time, you can get better. That's like me with sports. I don't know what it is, but like me with sports in general, when I don't play for a bit, I get better. Music and profession are two different things. Profession. You can be an epiphany of wonderful musician, but that doesn't guarantee a good job or cash. Oh yeah, that's another different thing. Peter, yeah, YouTube chat is... I can't put it into stream right now, but I read what you guys are saying. I think if every human in the world had the necessary tools, study material, and social support, they can do anything. Yeah, that's what I think too. But that doesn't mean they want to, because of personal interest and passion, and therefore won't finish that thing. Yeah, for example, if you get piano lessons, but then you just hate it, even though the teacher is trying their best and giving you all the right tools, I guess if you block it out, like if you don't want to improve, yeah, definitely you can't improve. So maybe at the bottom of it, that's what it is. Maybe it's really just, it's not that people can't do anything when given the right tools. When given the right tools and the right amount of time, people can't. There are some people who can't improve. It's more so like they refuse to improve. I think that makes more sense. Try violin, you will love the piano later. I actually teach guitar lessons from time to time now. I mean, there has been a time for me personally where I'm like, I learn, someone teaches me to do a certain something, but I don't particularly like it, or I find it mendokuse, or I find it a chore, and I just tune out of it. Even though like they're trying their best to teach me that, I end up just not improving at all. I mean, I learn something, sure, but I don't really improve. But then when I try it out, when I try it out in a different occasion where I'm actually interested in whatever I'm learning or whatever I'm trying out, and then I improve. I think that for most things people can learn, but there's a limit. Most people won't ever hit that limit, but it's there. I've hit processing limits on my brain power when I can't understand high level mathematics because my brain just doesn't operate on that level of abstraction. There is a quote about that. Let's talk about it. It's not that there's a limit. Most people actually meet their own supposed assumptions of limit before they actually meet their limit. Or they're not willing to commit the time or the dedication towards it. Yes, there's I don't remember where that quote was from, but I have it outside my room, actually, somewhere. I don't remember, where is it? Behind a pinboard. Taylor, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. So it's not that you can't, and it's not that you don't have the capacity to. It's just that you haven't given it a full, the fair amount of opportunity, and you end up like shutting down your mental first. Let me think. Wait, maybe it is true. Eh? Hey Trumpet, thank you for the gifted on YouTube side. Thank you for bringing a new titling into the Deep Blue. Hi there, Peter. How are you doing today? Wait, I'm thinking. I'm still thinking here. Is there a situation where someone is given all the right tools and then they still can't improve? if anything, I think that it's either a physical limit or it's a mental block. I guess that is the fair way to see it. The mental block being like, okay, you think that you've reached your limit, or you think that you can't improve further than this, which is already like something we talked about earlier as well. Peter, thank you for the 5 gifted on YouTube, sir. Thank you for bringing in 5 new titlings into the deep blue. Thank you. Improvement also comes with interest, I feel. Like, sure, you can learn any skill, but you won't thrive at it unless you enjoy it. That is true. That is true. And also, I think yeah. And I guess that's why that perspective comes into play, right? Like, you can give someone as long hours as possible within a day and all the right tools to kind of teach them stuff. But then if they're not into it, they will just tune out. And thus the notion that everyone can get better at something, to that point, has a fault. People can only get better at stuff if they want to get better at it. It's just like how people will only listen if they want to listen. I guess it's a similar sort of thing. No amount of repetition and no amount of hours is going to improve someone if they don't feel like improving, or if they don't take whatever feedback is given as a means of improving. They just can't be fucked. It's like when you're on autopilot and someone comes to you and they're like, hey, but what if we could do this better with a new method? And you can't be fucked because you don't give a shit. Like, you will not improve. So yeah. So technically that sentiment is true. Sorry, I'm like thinking in my own mind right now. So I'm thinking whilst talking. So what you heard just there was like my unfiltered thoughts. We can change if we allow it ourselves. Yeah, exactly. This is the way it is. Whether it's out of necessity or pleasure, you can do it or you can't. Either way, you're right. Yeah, and can you force yourself to want certain things? Ha! That's also another discussion in it. Hi there, Valtteri. Can you tell us a nap time story? No, only yaps. We're having good yaps today. No bedtime story. Only yaps, only life yaps. You just described the staggering majority of college students. Yeah, I was there too. I think it's not that I couldn't do certain things. It's not that I couldn't do certain subjects or I couldn't understand certain topics. It's that I really didn't want to. And now we go into, can you make yourself want certain things? Because I think when we're talking about want, we talk about the motivation and also the possible, maybe you just haven't done it enough to the point that it becomes easier for you, which is fully circles back to what we talked about earlier, right? Pizza! Subachata, arigato! Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Thank you! I need to give you a blessing after I read your comments. Work is overflowing, business is sinking. Main sewer pipe of my building was... Oh, nah! Fuck that, dude! Work, and my wife is pregante with number 2. Shit! Okay. Usually when faced with an overwhelming number of problems, my tip is to break it down and see which one is the low-hanging fruit. But you probably already know that. You're a project manager. So do whatever's within your control first. And I hope things unravel, and will close up faster than whatever it takes. I hope that it gets easier for you, basically. My blessing to you, Peter, is that you don't lose your patience. Yeah? Whilst navigating through this, you don't lose your patience and you don't lose your sanity. That is my blessing for you, Peter. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine and your generosity towards the shrine. Thank you. But yeah, wanting something. Wanting can be a feeling. Wanting can also be just, okay, that shit's not too hard, I'll just do it. Wanting can also be like getting over a mental block. Wanting can also be just doing things out of habit, right? All of this. So the question is, can you make someone want something? Oh my god, wait, that's gonna unpack a whole aspect of philosophical arguments as well. Like, what is the ego? And how much of this plays into the person's core values and or everything like that. It's a whole Pandora's box, I feel like. It was planned doesn't make it easier. Understandable, but good luck, Peter. I'm sure you can navigate through it, man. You've lived this many years navigating through a lot of stuff, so I'm pretty sure you can navigate this too. Did I miss any chat? Hold on. I need to gaslight myself into success and happiness. My question is, do you need to be successful? Man, honestly, my idea of success when I was like growing up was always like, money, successful, like people will look up to me and everything like that, only to realize when I'm older that I don't really care much about it. I care more about being able to live my life the way that I want to rather than, you know, I get a lot of money and people see me as this fucking rich person and they're successful at their business. Ego in the ID or ID? Is it ID or ID? I don't know. I don't know much about that. I only know about the ego, right? Ego meaning, oh man, it's gonna unpack a whole lot of philosophical things. Like, how do you explain the part of us that just feels like we want something, that points us towards a certain direction, even though it makes no logical sense? How do you even talk about that? Unless you have mind control, I don't think you can make anyone else want something. That is one of the biggest lessons to learn. You only have control over yourself and not others. Yeah, that's why I think, for me, if I question whether someone actually wants or doesn't want something, no, for me, okay. For me, when I don't want something, I at least give it a try. Because I feel like I have this idea of that thing that is mentioned, and that idea might not align with the reality of it, and thus I'm the type of person who always gives everything a shot. But I also know some people who just, if they don't want something, they don't want that thing. And I wonder where the perspective differs in that. In general, I think I'm of the thought that I don't think you can make someone want something. You can only show them the reasons why and give them the perspective, and maybe ask them to be like, don't you want to give it a shot? See what it's like, see if it's actually that bad. You can only do that. But I think it's a very intrinsic sort of thing, right? Kansa, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. There's also, of course, the fact that maybe if you make it easier, they might also want it. That's why I think wanting something or someone wanting to do something is like a lot of aspects of it. Like how hard they perceive this task to be, how used they are to doing or tackling that particular task or that type of task. And if, for example, chores, okay, a lot of us don't want to do chores, but for some people who already kind of just do chores autopilot day to day, they wouldn't mind. They would have less of a hard time wanting to do chores if added to their workload, right? They'd be more accepting of it, or they'd find it easier to do. And also, some people who have never done that particular chore before, they might not want to do it, but also maybe if you make it easier for them, they might want to give it a try, Or maybe what they need to do is give it a try first, and they might want it. So maybe you can change how someone wants something in that sort of sense. But if it's like, if they have gone through all of that and it's a purely very intrinsic, like primal sort of thing that's not particularly explainable by science, I don't think you can change that sort of conviction. Like love, right? Who you like, who you love, you can't change that shit. I don't think any amount of external coercion is gonna change that. Sans, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. That's why marketing exists? That's fair. That's fair. For sure, try as many things as possible and the experiences are great, but I don't think you can force people to enjoy things if they aren't willing to give it a shot. Yeah, that's why I think back then, when I was younger, I used to not be able to understand this, by the way. I used to think that people were kind of like me, aka it doesn't make sense for people to say no to stuff without trying it. But as I got older and a little bit more ancient, I've come to learn that how everyone's different and there are many different types of wants. And if someone says no, even though you offer to make it easier for them, and even if you offer to kind of just be like, yo, just give it a try first. Basically, there's past a certain point, I've just come to know that you really can't change a person's mind about a certain thing. What are you guys doing in chat? What is this sus-ass conversation whilst I'm yapping about life? Oh my lord. People are probably judging my chat right now and they're gonna be like, what are wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? Hold on, I need to fix my vtuber. My model, every once in a while, it resets its tracking for some reason. Weird milk stuff? Yeah, I don't understand. Don't knock it till you try doesn't apply well to drugs. Oh yeah, definitely. Don't knock it till you try doesn't apply to stuff that are high risk. So, yeah, definitely. For example, if someone tells you to go to the nutty putty hole, you won't know until you try. Well, it doesn't make fucking sense. Over here on YouTube, we are live yapping. So funny. I know, right? The contrast is crazy. You can blame the people of Twitch who are like such a menace right now. But that's usually what happens when I talk about life. And I think some people don't feel like they want to talk about life. This is what happens. And it's okay. It is what it is. You don't know what a nutty putty cave is? Look it up on YouTube. Or I literally would sit down with a whiskey and talk live. That's exactly what I do. We're the same kind of people then. We're the same kind of people. Wait, the person who talked about shit, I don't even remember what we were talking about previously. The thing about being wise, and being wise is also listening to the things that other people around you are saying. Are you still here? I didn't catch your username. But what do you think of that thing that I mentioned earlier? Does it provide a better context, or do you think that there are still holes about it? Because I think it's an interesting thing to talk about. Anyway, sorry, I'm like backpedaling to a topic that we already ditched like 15 minutes ago, but it suddenly crossed my mind. That's assuming the person is still here. I don't even know if they are. And like indulging in these sort of conversations, okay? And even if you guys critique me, that's okay, because that's an added perspective. And I think it can improve to my way of thinking. Can. Keyword can. Doesn't mean I'll always listen. And that's why some people usually say I'm stubborn. But I always take certain criticisms to my way of thinking as feedback. And I filter it like, does it make sense? That's what makes the Deep Blue so fun. We life up and we are goofy goobers. Yeah, they are. They're sacrificing Akeson again. Akeson is always getting sacrificed. Reminds me that we should play Cult of the Lamb again. doing some work on the side. I do love these conversations while I do some work. I'm glad you like them. Burner account. I don't give a fuck what you do as long as you're not hurting yourself, the people around you, and other people. What I don't like is attention-seeking behavior, though. So keep that in mind. I don't give a shit what you like. Even if it's weird, I don't judge. I mean, I might privately, but like that's a different story. But like as long as you're not hurting yourself, other people, or the people around you, I don't mind. It reminds me of that time when someone came into stream and they're like, I'm a furry. What do you think about furries? I'm like, I don't give a shit. If you like your people with fur, then as long as you're not hurting yourself, people around you, and other people, then I don't give a shit, honestly. Hey, Trumpet! Thank you for the sub gifted over on YouTube side. Thank you for that and bringing a new title into the Deep Blue. Why is poor Ikazen being sacrificed again? I don't know. Ask Ikazen. If Ikazen was on Ragnarok Online, Ikazen, you should be a tank. Yeah, talking about Ragnarok Online, a bunch of us have actually jumped into Ragnarok Online. If you guys want to join in, we started like a guild, and I think it's kind of cute that we're able to play with a group of other people. So come on over if you guys want to. But of course, if it's not your thing, then that's totally fine. But it is currently the game that I am on quite often when I'm not on stream right now. Oh, maybe we should play Pokemon over the weekend, say. Continue the Alpha Sapphire gameplay on Discord. If I catch any time from work, I will join in. Yeah, no worries. Mildly curious about it. Don't have a ton of time for MMOs. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, you can technically also just join and not grind. You can just hang with people or like explore the lands. I mean, because I think everyone's just taking it chill as like a visit. So none of us are really taking it seriously. I have been treating Ragnarok as my little Zen moment. Because what I've realized is that with Ragnarok, because it's an older MMO and it kind of forces you to take things slower, it reminds me to kind of think of things whilst I grind. So it's nice. Is Ragnarok Online free? The server we're playing at? Yes. So it's nice to kind of be reminded of how slower times used to be back then. It's nice, and it's, I don't know, it's a different kind of escapism, I feel like. I've heard about it for so long, but never really tried it before. Yeah, I mean, you could try, just on your own time. Thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some water. I already drank all my whiskey. You say no one is taking it seriously, but you started something with RO. Discord is so excited and it's fun to read all of them geeking out. I don't know if I started something or if they feel forced because I'm playing it and now they have to play it or at least give it a shot. I don't know if it's one or the other, but regardless, I'm very happy to see both veterans and new people who want to try the game out come together. I think there's something wholesome about that, you know? That as a community we can kind of come together and try a new game together. It's just so fucking wholesome, mate. I don't know. I can't even explain it. It's just a wholesome sort of feeling. This one, be honest, I wish I had a PC to play with you. Aww. You can play on a laptop or something if you have a laptop. Or do you actually watch my streams on phones? Wait, do some of you guys actually watch my streams exclusively on phones? Forgot to brag to you. I got my whiskey stones. 1 stainless steel set and 1 granite set. Wait, why? Wait, is granite any good? Because I think people mostly use the stainless steel one, right? Wait, when you say whiskey stones, am I thinking of the right thing? Wait, I'm thinking of ice cubes. That's not right. What is it particularly that you got? I might not. I feel like we're not aligned. Watching on my phone. Watch exclusively on mobile. Ah, I see. Probably will be watching on my phone a lot when I'm back in my home time zone. Yeah, because for me, I feel like when I watch streams, it's better to watch it on PC, but that's when I have the luxury of a PC. I tend to not watch streams or even YouTube in general when I only have my phone. Nah, thank you, Sean Poo on TikTok. Thank you for the compliment. Welcome to the Deep Blue. How kind of you. Sometimes watch streams, TV, and chat on the phone. Miss Fox, I literally participate in everything from chat to Discord on my phone. I have you playing on my PS. On a PS? Wait. On PlayStation? That's crazy. That's what. Airdrop super chat. Arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Thank you. Wait, I need to give you a blessing. Is there any particular thing that you'd like a blessing on right now, Trumpet? Gives me Yakuza Princess? That's a damn compliment. Guys, Shampoo on TikTok says that my model's vibes gives Yakuza Princess. That's great. Thank you, Shampoo. I appreciate that. Yes, Ragnarok Online is free, Razel. Come over to Discord so you can kind of talk with us to figure out how to set it up. Some people have wisdom. You study all you want and you won't gain an ounce of wisdom. The same thing about wisdom. Some of the wisest people I know talk a lot, but they have no idea what they're talking about. Intelligence without wisdom is ignorance. Wisdom without intelligence is baseless. Intelligence without wisdom is arrogance. Wisdom without intelligence is baseless. Oh, that is true if you think about it that way. True. I agree with that. Been playing on my phone. Normally I'd blast it, but today I had to lower my volume. Ah, I see. Quarterly tunnel. Yes, you should, Mint. Yes, you should. I say that as I would always sometimes play. I remember back then I would play Overwatch during town halls. As long as I wasn't the one talking, I don't care. Someone who's able to find a pocket watch and... Oh, what? I can feel the Yakuza Princess vibes, especially with you holding that whiskey glass. Yeah, and what? Talking about life? And does the jazz music also sell it? Hold up. Let me recalibrate. Yakuza Princess is crazy. That's actually the first time I think I've gotten a comment like that. And I appreciate it. I think that's a cool vibe to have, right? Yakuza Princess. Matriarch of the Deep Blue. Let me drink some water. How can I join Discord? Discord.gg/Noira. If you go to that site, it'll take you to the Discord invite. Discord.gg/Noira. You know, sometimes when I talk on stream like this, because sometimes one of my biggest worries, I think, being on stream is being taken out of context. Because I think that is the biggest worry of anyone who is on social media in general and on social platforms, is being taken out of context, right? That is my biggest worry when it comes to streaming. And the thing is, like, sometimes I feel that I yap so much, and for extended time sometimes too, I feel like I'm bound to be taken out of context. So if you guys see me get cancelled one day, please check the full context first, okay? I've actually, I don't know, I try to, ever since I started streaming as a vtuber, I've always tried to be careful with it, but sometimes it's just hard. I mean, technically you can take anything out of context and then make it cancelable, am I right? Yeah. Like, I could be talking about a whole topic and say like one wrong word as a joke, and then you can take it out of context. And the thing is, like, the good part of the internet will not bother to find or watch the full VOD because it's a stream and it's 3 hours. And then you kind of just gotta be like, oh yeah, it is what it is. And this is oh damn, she totally said that. Yeah, we should cancel her. That is the biggest worry I think of being an online content creator right now. Trumpet super chat, arigato. And also, oh wait, not a super chat. Trumpet, thank you for your contribution to a Nintendo Switch 2. What the fuck? Shit. Thank you. Thank you for contributing to the Nintendo Switch 2. You guys don't have to, by the way. Oh my god, I was actually thinking of taking that listing off because I thought that Nintendo Switch 2 is a luxury that I don't particularly need anytime soon. But I totally forgot about that. I forgot to do that. But thank you so much for that. Do know that even though I have that up on my throne and you guys can contribute to it, it is a luxury that I technically don't need anytime soon. And thus, please, if you have more pressing matches for yourself, please focus on that first. But I really do appreciate it. It's one of those things that I think I will eventually buy later on, but maybe not now. Yeah. You're so mellow, I think it'd be hard to take out of context. No, I think it's very easy to take me out of context, man. Because sometimes even an opinion that's slightly wrong can easily be cancelable on the internet. But I just hope that it doesn't come to that. But I really feel it's an RNG sort of thing. Having watched several streamers who've been cancelled, I think it will take more than an out of context quote to get cancelled. You reckon? I hope so. I hope so. Because the thing is that usually I always, when I do something, I always think about the worst possible scenario. Just so that, because my way of decision making is that if I want to do something or if I decide to do something or I consider doing something, my first line of thought is that, okay, what's the worst that could happen? If it's not too bad, then fuck it, let's ball. Basically, that's how I do my decisions. And that's how it was with streaming. Like, okay, how likely is it for me to be taken out of context and get cancelled? And I thought, I will try to reduce it as much as possible, but technically the possibility is never zero. Noira's chill until she gets scared or annoyed or flustered. Have you ever seen me flustered? Have you though? Have you ever seen me annoyed? Oh, well, yeah. Sometimes when I see annoying people in chat, sometimes, yeah, I guess. Or people who don't follow the rules. People that don't watch you take you out of context, that is on them. The Thailand's know you are you, so you are stuck with us until you graduate, as they say. Yeah. Hopefully. But you know, it's a valid. I think it's a valid concern as someone who has an online persona, and especially because streams are candid, and that's why I think it's easier to get cancelled when you're a streamer. Technically and objectively, that is true. I think because you're candid. For example, if I drink another glass of whiskey, who knows how much risque shit I might say. Yeah. So yeah, I hope I don't get cancelled. That's everyone's hope, right? I hope I get to still, you know, give this sort of vibe, this sort of mood, this sort of escapism, and I get to talk about life for the many, many years to come, right? I hope so. That's why I have to think that the word I use when I talk to non-native language. So it was on context, so I'm not out of context. Yeah, I think that people are slowly wising up to taking quotes out of context. Only the dumbest or most impressionable fall for this. Yeah, but okay, out of context stuff, powered by the fact that a lot of people on the internet want to one up, a feeling of one-upping. Does that make sense? I feel like a lot of people on the internet want that. Like they want a way to one-up other people, or a way to kind of celebrate themselves more, because somehow when you're on the internet and you're anonymous, your ego kind of just takes into control a little bit more. For example, you might be non-confrontative Oh my god, that's another word I can't pronounce. Non-confrontative. Confrontative? Non-confrontative. Non-confrontative. You might be someone who doesn't confront much in real life, but because you're anonymous on the internet and you want to confront and you want to feel good and one-up someone, that feeling of one-upping someone, it's nice because ego, right? Your ego might take over and you end up confronting that person. I do think that is like part of the reason why people can end up being much more spit much more vitriol on the internet. Is confrontative not a thing? Wait, is that not a word? Do you not say confrontative? Confrontative. 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 Confrontative is a less common form of confrontational. Oh shit, what the fuck? Why do I always use archaic words? Oh, damn. Confrontative seems to be used more within psychological circles. Really? What the fuck? Okay. I did not know that. Okay, so yeah, confrontative is a proper word, guys. But I guess the more commonly used, confrontational. But yeah, I swear, like, I think through streaming I have discovered that some of my vocabulary is actually damn... people don't use it much anymore, such as mayhaps, in lieu, confrontative. It's because you are an ancient sea folk, so you remember the old fancy words. Mayhaps, mayhaps. Wasn't sure if it was a real word or not, but it was close enough. Hi there, Zozo. How are you? Aren't you an archaic being? Yeah, mayhaps, mayhaps. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying that I was there when time was created, but I'm not saying that I wasn't there when time was created. Wait, that double negative doesn't work. Is that double negative correct? I think it is. Okay. Yes, I think it was correct. Hi there, Nivis. Confrontative is a personality behavior description. Confrontational is used to describe intentional behavior someone is doing. Academic versus everyday language. Oh, I didn't even know that. What the fuck? Okay. Interesting. Archaic means outdated. Noira is totally dateable. I mean, what? No. I wouldn't date mortals. If I was a god, why would I date mortals? Wouldn't you think that other gods would be hotter, like Satoru Gojo? Stop it. I like my fictional people, okay? I'm gonna drink some more water. Remember the emotes? Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me that. Yeah, got you. Thanks, Ceaseless, for reminding me. I put it on my to-do list already. Your titlings, not mortals. Yeah, but also the other prerequisite is I like fictional people. I think that's the baseline here. It's not a matter of whether you're mortal or not. I think it's more of a matter whether you're fictional or not. Fictional people are nice. They don't carry real baggage, you know? It's nice. And if you get bored of them, you could just be like, oh yeah, it's okay. They don't get jealous. Fictional people don't get jealous. If you get bored of him, you can move on to the next fictional person. Transform into fictional men. No, thank you very much. I have my good amount of fictional men from anime and all. Anyway, we yapped a lot about life today. I think even starting the stream, we yapped a lot. And I came into the stream, started the stream, being like, okay, what the fuck am I going to talk about today? I don't think I know what I'm going to talk about today. And yet we yap and we manage. We yap and we manage. Okay, since do fictional husband review. Wait, have I done that? Oh, I've done a waifu review before. I haven't done a husbando review before. The requirements are fictional and hot. Oh yeah, definitely. definitely. And white hair is also another thing that I like, obviously. So if someone's fictional, hot, and with white hair, yeah, kind of up on that list, man. And anyway, to continue on with the talk about life, do you guys have any other life things that you would like to entertain or discuss? Let's see if we can get some few more discussions out before we actually finish up for the stream or close up for the stream. We got ST in there. Yeah, you're close, Luxid. You have white hair, so pretty close. Absolutely fictional husband, the review. I want your opinion on Sesshomaru from Inuyasha. Sesshomaru is pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie. I like Sesshomaru, but like he's a little bit too cold for my taste. Does that make sense? I like my guys a little bit bratty. And also, yeah, a little bit. I think I like my confident bratty fictional men. Yeah, something about that is kind of cute. Sesshomaru feels a little bit too cold and elegant. Yeah, I think I do have something for the confident bratty sort of fictional guys. Father Piku, I don't know who that is. Like on top of that list is, I don't know, Gojo is one of them. Kakashi, the white-haired guys, a lot of them, yeah. They'll fight to do tasks which are banal and tedious, non-urgent but long-term critical. That fight is super hard. And I wrote a poem to cope with it. That is so cute. I love that, coping with a poem. What is something that you felt unstoppable, like you do this to the point it's autonomous? Wait, do you mean like something that I autopilot, Ikusen? Is that what you mean? My fictional crush, Sesshomaru? No, my fictional crush was Sume from Wolf's Rain. Yeah, it's Sume. I think that was my... Yeah, I think that was my first fictional crush. Have a good one, Razel. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, Tsume. Was there anything else before Wolf's Rain that I had a crush on? Let me think. Any other white-haired characters before that? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, Tsume was definitely one of them. Yeah, what do you mean by unstoppable? Oh, autopilot. Let's see. Something that I autopilot. As of recently, taking vitamins is something that I managed to autopilot. Like back then, for some reason, taking vitamins in the morning and in the evening felt very... I felt like I had to make a conscious effort to do that. But once I paired it up with, okay, every time I have brekkie or lunch, I'm just going to take my vitamins. And I also made it easier for myself. So like I already set out the vitamins that I have to have for like every day, every time of the day. When I made the process easier and I paired it with another process, it became autopilot. So that's something I autopiloted it. What else? Honestly, I don't really autopilot a lot in my day-to-day. Autopiloting is something that I have a hard time doing. Unless I'm in the flow state. Like when I play certain sports and I autopilot, that's more so like a flow state. Of course, like I think most of the stuff, yeah, if I think about it, I don't really autopilot. The thing is, like, it's because one of the reasons I have a hard time doing a lot of things and end up procrastinating stuff is because I don't really autopilot. I'm very present when I do something. I'm very present with that thing that I'm doing. Yeah. So that's why I think my default solution to doing stuff or getting to be able to do stuff is to do it often enough that it feels easier or make the process easier. So I don't really autopilot. Oh yeah, driving is a different thing. But would you think driving is autopilot or is that being in the flow state? Yeah, I guess it's autopilot, yeah. Yeah, I guess driving is autopilot. But when it comes to like day-to-day tasks other than driving, I think I'm pretty much very conscious and present with them. Nine Moon, thank you for the sub on YouTube side. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Huh. Well, okay. Let me return that question back. What do you guys autopilot? Even when making coffee, I'm pretty conscious about it. Like, oh, showering for me is autopilot sometimes. Especially when I'm deep in shower thoughts. That's when I autopilot. Yeah. Because sometimes, I've mentioned this before, but sometimes when I'm showering, I'm so deep in thought that sometimes I forget whether I've like shampooed my hair or like washed my body yet or not. Brushing my teeth. I'm conscious when I'm brushing my teeth. I'm present when I'm doing that. I don't really autopilot much. Sometimes I autopilot when I am driving, and damn, sometimes I question if those lights were green or not. Oh, damn. Yeah. But to be fair, you can only autopilot like a certain amount in the city that I'm at. The traffic laws are wild. So you kind of have to be aware all the time. That's also part of the reason why I don't particularly like driving here. It's because you can't really autopilot as much. Like you have to constantly be aware. But like sometimes you might have a moment of autopilot, but not much. Because you got to be aware of your 360 at all times. So I auto house chores but that's about it. I don't even autopilot my house chores. I'm very conscious and aware when I'm doing them, and I think about it. And it makes sense now. It makes sense why back then, before I visited the psychologist, I felt like I would need some moments of time where I could turn my brain off. And that's part of the reason why I procrastinate a lot, because I'm like, no, wait, my brain's not ready. Or like, I need to get some time off on my brain where I can just shut my brain. And the psychologist that I went to challenged me by being like, why? Why do you have to be like that? And when I realized that I couldn't come up with a decent explanation, she made me realize that it was just a mental habit sort of thing. Yeah, the psychologist finds me. Yeah, no. The psychologist did not diagnose me with, I don't know. I would say this. I feel like I have ADHD tendencies, but I don't think I have ADHD mostly because the psychologist said I'm not ADHD. But I do think I sometimes have ADHD tendencies, such as if I don't see the stuff I put in the fridge, I always forget. And I'm always very forgetful. And I jump from topic to topic and I can easily get distracted. These sort of things. But I don't think it's ADHD. I think it's just... a good part of it is just my core personality and the way I grew up, I guess. It's just habits. It's behavioral stuff. That I've gotten away with and have been okay thus far. Thus, I haven't really bothered to change. And thus, that's why once I actually realized that, okay, these are actually just things that I got used to growing up, behavioral stuff that I just never bothered to change, then once I realized that it's something that I can change, I have been improving on it. So... that trip to the psychologist, I went for like 2-3 visits. I didn't get diagnosed with anything. And even the psychologist was surprised. Because when I came in, I felt like I was such a mess. I was literally telling them, no, I have like this huge tendency to procrastinate. I felt like I had to be in a certain mood to like do certain work. And I felt like if I don't know what to do about this, like... I'm very worried about taking up responsibilities because I feel like it's very hard for me to get myself to do stuff. And then once that was all unpacked, and once I've come to understand that it's more of a behavioral sort of thing that I can change, I've changed so much. And the psychologist was like, yeah, good. Maybe you don't have to see me anymore. You're fine. So what the psychologist did was that she did not diagnose me, but what she did was she gave me a perspective that I never thought of before, which was asking why I felt that way. And have you ever thought that maybe it's just a behavioral thing that you've gotten used to? those two ideas changed everything. Are you still playing on the RO server? Yes, I am. You can have partial ADHD expression where you have only a single symptom, but not really the full ADHD. But is it really ADHD then? Is it not? What if it's like a certain behavior that stems from something else? For example, what if people of similar personality to yours tends to have that sort of symptom? Then I don't know. I don't know much about like this neuroscience shit or neuropsychology, but I try not to diagnose myself. As much as I think that I have ADHD tendencies, I'm not gonna let that. I will only use it as a tool to diagnose how I can do better. But I will not let that. I don't want to let that be an excuse for myself to kind of excuse myself from doing certain things or excuse myself of certain behaviors. Or a psychologist, I don't have an excuse to get one. Yeah, no, I mean, I visited a psychologist twice. And also, like, there's a difference between a therapist and a psychologist. But definitely, I think that's why I always say, right? The most important thing about being a better person, or like, I think improving as a person and attaining wisdom or learning wisdom, is gaining perspectives. And what therapists or psychologists can do is give you a very objective perspective. That's why I think that's why the psychologist sessions that I went to mattered so much to me. Just seem very present in the moment. That's why once the groceries are put up, moments over. So gotta check what you put in the fridge. I don't know. I mean, it's not a particularly good trait, the fact that I forget a lot and I get distracted a lot and stuff like that. And my psychologist did say that, hey, if you have that problem, maybe think of being more mindful, which is what I've been trying to do. So yeah, it's been better. Basically, I'm much better than I was since I visited the psychologist. Can be a learned behavior, it can be neurodivergence, that's fair. Even if you have ADHD and got medicine, it might not even help. I tried ADHD medicine and it turned me into a zombie. My psychologist did say that there's no point in medication if you don't correct the behavior. So I think how she put it was that the meds kind of help you with going in that direction. But if you don't move your feet, there's no point. Something along those lines. Have a good one, Razel. But yeah, I've never tried ADHD meds or anything like that. I would like to think that I'm someone who thinks that if you can do it independently, then you should. It's nice to not be dependent on stuff. And thus, rather than considering medication for it, this is me personally, okay? I try my best to kind of figure it out myself. And if I see progress in that, then I won't give up. Unless I hit a fucking wall and there's like no way around it, then maybe that's for future me to figure out. But thus far, I haven't. So I keep on trying. Because I think ideally it'd be nice to not be dependent on stuff, right? If I can figure out a way to kind of deal with my shit without, say, certain people or certain things, that'd be nice. That's what I think. Oh no, I'm out of water as well. Made me perform worse in games and at work, so I stopped using it. What is it like though? I do wonder. What does it say about a person if they remember moments better than facts? Like remembering, oh, we did X activity last year. It was also better than, oh, they like pineapple pizza. I don't know. Are you supposed... Is there supposed to be meaning behind it? Tigray? I mean, why does it matter? Moments better than facts. I don't... Yeah, why does that matter? Hey Noira, can I share poetry in Discord? Of course you can. Yeah, you can share it on share art or share media, whichever you think is more appropriate. Peach for sure. Yeah, I don't think I've ever thought of it that way. Like, I am someone who, yeah, I think I'm also someone, if you want to put it that way, I'm also someone who remembers moments better, but I've never really thought about it. Have a good one, Cast Off. Thanks for dropping by. I've never, like, sought meaning or try to think if it means anything. It's just, oh, that's just the way I remember things. Remember, guys, we're creatures who are in pursuit of meaning. Thus, maybe we find comfort in finding meaning in things, but I think if we want to be a little bit more realistic, it's realizing that not everything has a meaning. Like, just because your sushi came to your table kind of messed up looking doesn't mean that someone's fucking with you or the chef has something personal against you, sort of vibe. Okay, maybe that was a little bit extreme, but that happened today. So today I went to a conveyor belt sushi, and all the sushi that came out was like kind of messy. And one of the conspiracy theories that we had was like someone from like the few booths behind us was like fucking with our sushi. Like every time our sushi passed that conveyor, past the conveyor belt, past that table, someone was fucking with it. That's a conspiracy theory we had. It was, of course, not true. But you know, I think it's very human to be like that, right? Because we always try to find meaning to things. We always try to find patterns to things. But the reality is that sometimes things just happen, man. It is what it is. And I think being wise is being able to come to that realization and being that grounded. That sure, we might seek meaning of stuff and we might seek patterns, but it doesn't mean that it's true. Sometimes things just happen for no fucking reason and just out of RNG. For example, just because some streamer popped off, right, or some content creator popped off like crazy, it does not necessarily mean that they did amazing things or they did good stuff or did particular set of things and right processes. Sometimes it could just be RNG. Hi there, Kevman. How are you doing today? When I order food, I'm sometimes paranoid that the courier messed with my food. Ah, yeah. I mean, why? Like, does your food come at, what the fuck am I saying? Does your food arrive in a rather weird state? Weird place right now. It feels like everything's an enlightenment. No. I've been there, Tigri. At least I think I've been there. Which is why I can have this opinion, because I think, back then, I was naive, plus I thought that what I saw on media was what would happen in real life. Where in media, when if Naruto was sitting in the corner, that means he's depressed and he's thinking about his parents and shit like that. When in reality, sometimes when someone's sitting in the corner, they're just sitting. You know what I mean? Like back then, I used to be kind of dictated by media that I watched. I would think that whatever I watched, whatever I read, was something that would happen in real life, and that plus naivety. So, I think at least from that sense, I can relate. So no worries, I don't judge. I'm good, Kevin. I just finished a little bit, a plenty pour of whiskey, so it's nice. Wait, my tracking's being weird again. Okay, we're back. What's your favorite scene from Naruto? Shit. My favorite scene from Naruto. Oh, that's tough. The thing is, like, I don't even think I remember much from Naruto. What is my favorite scene? I have a particular memory of Neji using his 1,000 palm thing and deflecting stuff. I have a particular visceral memory, not visceral, sorry, a very vivid memory of that. So maybe that. I don't even know where that was from. Gaara versus Kimimaro. I also enjoy like every moment that the scene in Naruto gets to have some hand-to-hand combat. That's like my favorite thing to see. Hold on, okay. My VTube studio is messed up. Let me reset it. Sorry. Give me a sec, guys. It's on the tracking. It's the VTube studio. ちょっと待ってね. Okay, we're back. Where were we? I just recently watched Rock Lee vs. Gaara. Oh my god, the fight choreography and the fight animation in Naruto was so good, man. Man, also, you know what else is good? Fucking Jujutsu Kaisen, man. I swear, Jujutsu Kaisen anime is like nothing like any other anime. The way that they do their artful composition and their colors and everything like that is the first anime that I've watched that's composited, is that a word? That's made in a way as if it's cinematic art. Like there's a lot of cinematography that's instilled into it from the perspective that they're capturing the scene from, to the way that they build their compositions and the way they do lighting and colors. Oh, it's so pretty, man. It's so good. Nothing else like it. Kirara. Ah, Kirara. Yeah. Kirara is cute. Explain the culling games, bro. I'm not. Fuck, what's her name? I'm not that fucking sorcerer who's stuck making a barrier for the school. Tenzin? What's her name? I forgot her name, dude. I can't explain the calling games. How I explain it to myself, it's just that it's battle royale. It's Fortnite with an extra set of rules. If you kill more people, you get to make some rules. That's what the calling games is, TLDR. Tengen, thank you. Close enough. Tengen. I do remember seeing the scene when Naruto found out that Sasuke was a wanted criminal. He had a full-blown panic attack, not because it was funny or anything, but because it showed that despite their differences, Naruto still thought of Sasuke as a friend and ally. Yeah. Naruto. I wonder how Naruto would be in real life. Like we see like these animes where the shonen protagonist is just straight as an arrow and as kind as fucking possible, right? Like Naruto or like Luffy, and they're always, yeah, they're very kind. Have you guys ever wondered how they'd be in real life? Let me think. How would they be in real life? If they were like very Nakama power in real life, I guess they'd be okay. But I also have a sort of feeling that I think some of their friends might exploit them. I mean, that's in the realistic sense, right? Because with media, you can make the narrative, but in real life, shit just happens. Like, you know how Luffy trusts people based on his guts? I feel like someday there's definitely gonna be some time when he trusts someone with his guts, and then like someone's gonna betray him and exploit him for it. Naruto would probably be the person IRL who knows that people get dealt a rough hand sometimes and would want to help everyone he could. Yeah, definitely. I think there are a lot of people who are kind of like that, even in real life. But I feel like definitely in media or like in anime or whatever entertainment we consume, it's taken to an extreme. So people like Naruto exist in real life, but it's not that extreme. I think it's in a more realistic, a more grounded sort of way. Okay? Anyway, hold on. I'm on BRB. I'm gonna get some more water. So I'll be right back, okay? Dear Toddlings, don't go anywhere. ちょっと待ってね. Sorry, I'm back. Alright. What were you guys up to? What are you guys talking about? What did you guys talk about? Well, let me drink the water that I took. What color are Noira's eyes? I don't know, guys. What color are my eyes? Still grinding RO. I want to play RO after this too. Are they light blue? Colors of the ocean. What color are my eyes? Thank you. Hi, tadaima. So what were we talking about? What were we talking about earlier? Fuck, I don't even remember, man. But anyway, come on, more live talks. Feed me some live talks. Give me some of them live vibes. What were we talking about, boobs? We've had too much whiskey. Nah, I've had a decent amount. But I like the amount that I had. You know, sometimes when you drink, there's just a nice amount where you're like, you're not particularly tipsy, but you're also not particularly sober, but it's nice. You're at a nice place. That's where I am at right now. Because I poured myself an extra dose. Do you believe that you're someone who will one day snap after one bad day? I have done that snap, like get angry at people. When I snap, I don't get angry at people. I think I just forgo everything. Does that make sense? Like when I'm mad, I just let shit happen and be like, okay, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm that type of person. Or like, okay, sure, whatever, fuck that. I just let shit happen and don't think about it. That's what happens when I snap. I don't get mad at people. I don't yell at people. It has happened before, but it doesn't happen often. Actually, what is your drink of choice? Or cocktails for talks like this? I like Negronis. And Negroni is my favorite cocktail, I think. But especially in the evenings. If it's like in the hours or like in the day, I like Aperol Spritz. I always go for Negronis. And my preferred drink when not a cocktail is whiskey. Are you Aries? Oh, actually, yeah. Wait, A lot of you guys don't know when my birthday is, right? What do you guys reckon is my zodiac? Have a good one, Tigri. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue. Thank you. And welcome to the Deep Blue, I guess. Hope we get to catch you next time. I'm saying Aries? Why, Zozo? Why would you say I'm an Aries? A beaver? Oh yeah, I'm totally a beaver. A Weber? Did I say Weber? Beaver. Libra? Honestly? Wait, why? What's y'all's oh, a lot of different guesses. I like that. Interesting. So what's the reasoning behind it? Aquarius? Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Yeah, going with the theme that would be on brand. Definitely, with the fish and being of the sea. That would definitely be on brand. But why? Is there any particular reason why you guys think I'm of that zodiac? I don't know anything about science, and that's fine. I don't know much either. Or at least, like, for those times that I have divulged in them, I always end up forgetting. Libra is a charming, social, and intellectual air sign. I see. Anything else before I tell you guys what zodiac I am? Able to drink responsibly. It sounds like a Libra. Isn't Libra also like kind of indecisive? Isn't that what a Libra? Isn't that like part of a Libra's identity? Because I have a friend who's a Libra. I've snapped into anger mode a few times. I've always focused it into what I'm doing to be exceptional at it, but I've always hated it. Yeah, I mean, anger management is a tough thing, man. I mean, I know some people who have like anger issues, and I don't know how to advise them other than go seek a professional or seek professional help. Because I think it's because like it's one of those things that I don't really deal with, and thus I don't have much of an opinion about it, because I'm really not someone who gets angry at stuff. I'm someone who's live and let live, you know, like Tidus from Final Fantasy X. They are natural lovers of harmony, beauty, and art. Taurus. Headstrong, not scared when you have to go your own way alone. Skeptics to a degree. That line before you're angry with something. Hi there, Jacob. I see. Aries. Independent, passionate, confident. Open, thoughtful discussions. Intellectual, independent. I see. Okay. So, I'm actually a Scorpio. So some of the stuff that you guys have described is technically correct, but yes, I'm a Scorpio. But yeah, this is zodiac theory. Aikison got it right. And usually when I tell people I'm a Scorpio, they're like, oh, that makes sense, even though I don't particularly fully know what that means. Hi there, Raelitas. Raelitas, is that how I say your name? I'm Raelitas on YouTube side. That makes so much sense. Nah, you're fucking with me now, Peter. Bloody hell. You're just saying shit for the sake of saying shit now. November 5, yeah. But you guys, you know that's not actually my real birthday IRL, right? But yes, I'm still a Scorpio IRL. Makes sense. Magnetic personality, deeply emotionally intelligent, and apparently good at sex. I think that's what Scorpios are. Good kisser, good in bed, and all of that. I believe those are the traits of a Scorpio, right? Do you have hidden emotional depths? It depends. What do you describe as hidden emotional depths? What does that mean? Yeah, I don't really know much about Zodiac, but yeah, my friends love guessing zodiacs and everything like that. I don't know. All I know is that Libra apparently is rather indecisive, because every time one of my Libra friend is the indecisive, my other friend goes, oh, that's such a Libra thing. Stop being a fucking Libra. Why she's mysterious, like about the fact whether I'm actually immortal or not. Is that what being mysterious is? Or whether I'm actually that old or not, or whether I was there during the creation of time, or like maybe Adam and Eve was like me having fun, that sort of shit. Is that what you mean? Is that hidden emotional depth? Is that being a mystery? No, Scorpio makes sense. My first best friend was a Scorpio, and he was just like you. Deep thinker, chill, wise, with a strong, deep, and mysterious personality. Wait, what part of my personality is mysterious? What? It's more than I expected. Ah. Noira is also manipulative and jealous. Do you think? You think? I mean, I did convince tidelings to build roads for me in Minecraft. I have tons of friends that are Scorpio. I don't know why I didn't guess it. Aquarius people tend to be intelligent, independent, and humanitarian. Ah, I see. I don't know about being humanitarian. I don't know. I don't think I'm the most I'm the most charitable person or humanitarian person. I care about people. I care about humans. And I relate to humans. But I'm no activist or anything, you know? I'm more so someone who tries to do what I can do in my own way. So I don't know about being humanitarian. Oh, weird Virgo, my sister says. Why are you a weird Virgo? Fox spirits? Sure. You did tell us not to worship false idols. Yeah, of course. Why would you worship false idols? And of course, also, I'm not an idol, and thus you can worship me. So when I tell you to not worship false idols, I mean you can also worship someone who's not an idol. Like me. I'm speaking more about my own personality. Ah, I see. Essentially, he's a humanitarian but brings thoughtful life talks and wisdom to us tidings. And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons. Like that, I don't think that's being humanitarian. I feel like being humanitarian or being charitable is like being a philanthropist. It's doing things on a large scale. Meanwhile, I'm more so someone who prefers doing that's within my stuff that's within my control. So I don't think I'm like that. Or at least in my head, the definition doesn't match. You feel more empathetic than I know Scorps. They are incredibly loud and passionate, at least those that I know. I see. But then again, are zodiacs really a thing, or is it once again humans trying to find meaning and patterns in things? What if you became a J idol? Oh, like, Nani ga suki? That sort of shit. Can you imagine? Noira was not only there when time was invented. She is old enough to know this is the 14th instance of time being invented. Time 14, if you will. Well. Mayhaps. Mayhaps I might know what you guys were in a parallel timeline or in the other timeline or in the past timeline that did not get destroyed or that did get destroyed. Mayhaps. But you'll never get it out of me. So even if I knew, why would I have a reason to entertain that? If I worship you, does that mean you'll be my idol? That's a trap question. That's straight out of K-pop Demon Hunters. Look, don't worship me as an idol, okay? You can worship me, but not as an idol. Only as an older human, an older oneesan. That's it. Okay? If you worship me, don't worship me as an idol. Worship me as an older oneesan. Okay? Worship me as someone who's older than you. Because that means that I still have my flaws and I'm still limited by my own experiences. And that also means that you should take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Okay? I'm not someone who's gonna fucking chuck lightning onto a fucking stone tablet and write out 10 commandments for you guys to follow, if not die in the depths of hell. I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't have to. I just need to flood the earth if I wanted to get rid of certain people. You know? Taking inspiration from a certain someone, I could just flood the earth and tell someone to build a fucking ship and like tell the people who are like, okay, to get on the ship and then to survive the 30 days of fucking rain and the flooding of the whole fucking earth. But yeah, just consider me as someone who's always older than you, no matter what the age. Oneesan, right? Oneesan. Do you live in Japan? No, I do not. Valtteri, thank you for the 5-stream streak. Noira is why I'm in this particular instance of time. I'm still being punished for time crimes. Cheese law for the Laura people. Yeah. You weren't supposed to get out of your containment that early, Cheese. You were supposed to stay, you know, age for a little bit longer. But I don't know what got into you, man. A little bit of that sprinkle of ego made you go escape and to another timeline, and now you're not perfectly aged. You're lacking some little bit of aging time, man. Be a damn prophet and be in my knees begging Noira to spare the tidings and the people. Damn, what are you, Doctor Strange? Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Jeez, if only you age yourself a little bit longer, I could sell you for a much higher price. You know that, right? Dr. Wasabi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Conspiracy theory of Noira being Guima's ex-wife is true. Wait, what? Have you ever been to a maid cafe in Akiba? No, I have not. I've been wanting to, but I don't know if I can stand the cringe. I know about the cringe because I've tried applying for maid cafes before. So I don't know if I'd be able to stand that. Jason! Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Thank you for your generosity towards the Deep Blue. An offering to Aussie Fox Goddess. Why, thank you. Thank you, my dear follower. Thank you. Thank you for your loyalty and your patronage and your generosity. Thank you, Jason! Thank you. That's helping me pay for my edits and the content that I keep up for you guys on YouTube and for myself, I guess. Thank you. Wait. You need a blessing. Let's see. My blessing to you, Jason. Is there anything in particular you'd like a blessing for, Jason? Like maybe you're like, oh no, I wish I could have like a better life goal, or you're like, yeah, no, I wish I had a better job. You have anything like that? Anything? She does want to be worshipped. Yeah, because if you guys worship me and you guys pray to me every time you drink alky, that's also chucking alky over to me. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Free alky. That and offerings. Not really, then I can just give you a general one. Let's see. What blessing would it be? Jason, I hope that the people around you will come to realize that you're a very wholesome and kind person, despite the shenanigans, much sooner than they think. I hope that my blessing is that they will think kindly of you. Even if you put some certain facades up at work and stuff like that, they're gonna be like, yeah, no, this guy's a good chap. They're gonna be like that. So that is my blessing to you, Jason. Because, you know, sometimes I think that when we go on through our lives, we have certain facades, right? We have a different kind of, we present ourselves differently in front of our family, in front of certain friends, a certain circle, and our workplace. And sometimes people think that that's really just who you are. If you're, for example, stern at work, then maybe you're a bitch in real life, and that's your core personality. When really, it's not like that. People often forget that it's not that we're being two-faced or we're being hypocrites, right? It's just that it's very natural for humans to have multiple facades to present to different groups of people. So yeah, I hope that, I hope your authenticity, the good sides of you, kind of seeps out, and people get to see that kindness within. Hi there, Nacho. How you doing today? If Noira is stern towards me, I'll ask her to scold me. Wow. Ikazen, why are you such a fucking bottom? My coworkers know nothing about me, and that's by my own design. I don't like to mix work and pleasure. That's also me, David. I'm someone who... I'm no bullshit when it comes to work. Like, I'm very direct. I'm generally very direct, though, I guess. No, I'm not very direct. I think I try to communicate in a way that they can understand it best. Does that make sense? In a way that I want them, that results in the expected outcome / expectation. That's what I do. So it's not that I'm direct. It really depends on the situation. But mostly when it comes to work, I'm very blunt. Like, I'm no bullshit. Like, if I need to say certain things to make things more efficient, I will say that shit. I will happily be the devil's advocate. But I always go like, hey, look, sorry, first of all, I'd like to apologize. It's nothing personal, but can I just say that this is what I think? So that's always how I do things. And because of this, people at the workplace think I'm fucking stern and I'm fucking just no bullshit. And yeah, but so technically they don't really know what I'm like. Yeah, because I think I'm very different when it comes to work and like to friends. And I think that's okay. Like, you technically don't have to befriend all the people you work with, right? And it's very normal for you to kind of meet new people and not have that chemistry, and you don't make good friends or be good friends with them. That's totally normal. But I have an interesting thing that I talked about with my friends. It's that, like, in adulthood, they say that one of the best ways that you can make new friends is honestly via work, not via joining new communities or meeting new people, but honestly via work. You end up finding your friends, your good friends, via work. I guess I have had that experience. I do currently hang out with a group of people that I used to work with, and we happen to vibe and also have similar hobbies, so it worked in that sort of way. So I think I'm realizing recently that it's to a certain extent true. When you work in a company that's like relatively large, there's bound to be some people who you can actually connect with. And the easiest way to kind of relate to them is like, oh, if they have a similar hobby, then it's very likely that you could probably be decent friends with them. Stern meaning you got standards and don't tolerate slackers? Well, nah, yeah. Yeah, and I'm also someone who calls shit out when it doesn't make sense. And that can be, in certain cultures, very unwelcoming. You know, it's not welcomed, basically. Sometimes especially in cultures where seniority or like you're expected to have a level of respect for certain positions or like senior positions or people older than you, it's unwelcomed, that shit. But I do it anyway. People have multiple sides to their personality. No one shows every part of themselves to others. I know, right? Humans are so complex, but I think like being wise is realizing that, and being wise, I think it's realizing that humans are very complex and everyone's so much different to each other. Like, because even if you maybe live in the same city or your neighbors, you can have such different experiences. Even if you're parenting, you have the same parents, like you can have such different experiences living life. Like, there are so many variables that can happen in life that just results in a different kind of person. And I think, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people, I feel like, oversimplify that fact. They realize that, oh, if I see a person cry, then they're a softie, for example. Or if I see someone get mad about this certain thing, then maybe it's personal. Like, when in reality, it's not that simple. And this is on top of the fact that sometimes we kind of communicate mostly in body language, right? I think it's like, according to research, 70 to 80% of our communication is based off of body language. And knowing that, and the fact that we kind of expect that when you're sad, you frown, or when you're very sad, you cry. And when you're happy, you smile, and you're very happy, and if you find something funny, you laugh. When in reality, it's not always the case. Like, even when sometimes what you feel and how you outwardly project that can be two separate things. Just like how someone can mourn something, people mourn in different ways. There was a case where I think I might be wrong, but according to my memory, I read it in a book where I think the girlfriend, there was like a couple and the boyfriend died, I think, or got murdered or something like that. And in court, the girlfriend didn't cry. She looked very stoic, if anything, and she would sometimes even laugh. And people were like, no, she's sus, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're not supposed to act like that. Like, someone just died and people immediately assumed that she was a killer, when really, in fact, it was just that she coped and she mourned in a different way compared to others. It wasn't that she wasn't sad, but she just projected it outwardly in a different way. So it's something to keep in mind, guys. I think in general, that people are, always remind yourself that people are more complex than you think, and thus that's why having the benefit of the doubt is very important. I wish I could just be me at work, but my coworkers always come ask me to be the bad guy when a client is being rude. Oh no, that sucks, Kat. How do you resolve an issue that a boss wanted something but you wanted something else, but ended up following the boss, and you get the blame and record of a blunder from HR? Thoughts? Okay, Ikizan, first of all, if the boss wants something but you want something else, you have to have that shit documented somewhere. Either via chat or via your, I don't know, Slack or whatever the fuck you use for your platform. Basically, my rule of thumb with work is that cover your ass to the point that you can't get blamed for shit that you didn't do. So that is a very important thing. So always have shit documented. Always have the trails. Yes, paper trail, exactly. So one day if you get called out for something, you can have the receipts. That's what I do. And that's why I always have like proper documentation for everything somewhere. So even if, so then I can prove that this is what I wanted, but he said this, and when it goes awry, like if we end up with the boss's decision, you can kind of back it up. Opposite end of the spectrum, that woman who wrote a book for her kid to deal with grief after her husband died was just found guilty of murdering him. Oh yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know, humans are so complex at this. Like, the same thing can happen, and like there are just two very stark different outcomes. Oh shit, am I overtime? Shit, I'm overtime, guys. Wait, we gotta go. Fuck, I didn't even realize we were overtime. None of you guys gave me a time reminder. Yo, the hell? You still got recorded as a blunder on your record? Have you tried talking about that? No, but like, you can't really blame the HR for recording that as a blunder when back then you didn't have the record of it, or you didn't have ways to prove that you weren't particularly wrong. So you can't really blame them, right? You gotta think about it from their perspective as well. If they want to argue a case, they also need proof. So they can't just be compassionate without any basis for it. Yeah, I gotta go, man, because I gotta go. I have something tomorrow early morning. Plus, I got work to do tomorrow as well. So let us find someone to read. Oh shit! Let me do my little outro. Thank you everyone for dropping by the Deep Blue. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue. Hold on, let me change the lighting here. There we go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here at the Deep Blue. I hope you enjoyed the talks that we had, the discussions that we had, and all of that. I hope you might consider coming back again, maybe to the Deep Blue. We always have free talks every Thursday. So if this is a sort of vibe that you like, then come again every Thursday. Usually on Tuesdays and Wednesdays we play games. Yeah, if you guys like the stream, I'd appreciate it if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. I stream 3 times a week. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Same day, same times every week. That is at 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in Southeast Asia. That's at about 3 or 4 p.m. if you're in the EU. And 6 or 9 a.m. if you're in the US. Is there anything else that I wanted to say? Let me think. Yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord already, do come and join the Discord. We're currently playing Ragnarok Online. So if you want to jump in with us or kind of coordinate to play together and stuff like that, come over to the Discord at discord.gg/Noira. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the talks. I know I yapped a lot and I know I rambled a lot to the point that I don't even know. I think some of the shit that I said didn't make sense or like didn't have a proper summary or TLDR for easy layman's understanding. I hope you guys had a good time. And thank you so much everyone who generously dropped an offering at the shrine. I truly do appreciate it. It means a lot. Everything that you guys contribute to the Deep Blue goes back to the Deep Blue. I mostly for edits and like the Minecraft server that we have for the Deep Blue. Yeah, we have a Minecraft server, by the way. And everything like that, like merch creation and everything. So thanks guys. All right, let me see someone. Let's see who we can raid here. Dareka. Let me go back to Are. There we go. Let me find someone to raid. Who do we raid today? Let us raid into I'm thinking, I'm considering. Let's raid into Do you guys want to see Yena Youngblood sleeping? No, okay. Wait, I'll raid into someone else. Let's see. Let's raid into Lulu, who's also doing a just chatting. So it's perfect for you guys. So from one just chatting to another just chatting. Kuromiya, Lucian. Let's raid into Lulu. Once again, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed your time here. Yeah, come back again if you did. Yes, come back again if you did. Sorry, I'm like thinking if I missed out on anything that I was supposed to say. I'll catch you guys next week and I'll see you on the flip side. Alright? Bye! Sayonara!